In ancient history, a war between the newly created races of Toril and the forces of Hell left humanity nearly extinct. In the post-cataclysmic world, humans placed themselves above all others, while races deemed undesirable watched from below. Ferox, a newly created race intertwined with beast and elf, were regarded to be even more monstrous and were forced into servitude. During the war, the gods and goddesses gifted unique arcane artifacts to those fighting against the Hells. These items turned the tides of war and brought forth brand new schools of magic in the form of the mage class. Alas, magic and hope fade from a world on the brink of destruction. Our hope now lends itself to a select and unlucky few.
Oh, we're live! Hello and welcome all of you wonderful people out there to the very fourth, I almost said very first, but it is certainly not, the very fourth. You know what? No, it can be a very fourth. It's the most fourth episode of The Unlucky Few.
That's right.
Listen, it's been a week. Alright, so.
It's been something.
Alright, so. Announcements. As always, this week's episode will be up on YouTube at 7 p.m. this Wednesday at Tough D&D. That's our YouTube handle, right?
TUF D&D.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. Also, we have an announcement of our very wonderful and talented Audie.
Hi.
Did some character art over the past week of Gab and Kat, who are some wonderful NPCs.
I needed to draw them so I could remember what they looked like because I kept forgetting and getting them confused. So now I can't.
Yes, one of them is very cute, small, and has blue hair, and the other one is a really good, baseline for me of what I would look like if I ever dyed my hair orange.
We'll probably post them on our social media sometime in this upcoming week, if not the one after.
Yes, so be on the lookout for all of those as well. Am I missing any announcements, or did I hit both of them that we had?
Just Tech Firstings in here, so it's me again.
Yeah. There will be absolutely no technical difficulties tonight, don't worry. Madison said so. So, without further ado, we are going to get right into it, giving a recap from session 3 rather. You all returned victorious, successful from your mission. We had a very nice gratuitous shopping episode where the gang got to meet some unfamiliar and both familiar faces. Let's see, some goods were bought, I believe. Some goods were a little bit too expensive to buy, I also believe.
One of our goods is very cute.
One of your goods is real cute and squeaks a lot. The party picked up.
One of our goods is a good.
One of your goods is the goodest. But you guys picked up an exotic pet from Zenari Imports. It is a cute, squeaking little half silver, half blue dragon. Wormling. Well, it's still a dragon. It's just a little dragon.
Close enough.
You guys have not named it yet, but have decided, I believe, to let it name itself when it can speak. So after departing there, you returned home to the suites to find a newly renovated portion of the building, which had been converted into a permanent residence for you, a way that Sandra could ensue that she could pay you, but also that she didn't lose any room fees, any opportunities to make money with the rest of the building. And as rooms and beds were decided on and decided against, we left with 3 of you in beds in the tower, 1 of you on a couch in the tower, and one of you returning home after a very, very long series of events to find 3 people freeloading in your house.
I love my friends.
And so with that, we will roll right into we will roll right into the start of session 4. All of you slowly coming to consciousness. We will start with Fen off by himself.
That's me.
So Fen, you wake up. You are in your bed. Thankfully, it has been a more restful night than you have had in recent days. The day is yours. What would you like to do?
I'm like, I have that thing to go to today. I suppose just gonna go wake up, and nobody's going to be in my living room. Nobody's going to be in my living room. Nobody's going to be in my living room. He thinks that if he says it 3 times, it just will be. And then he picks his way out of his room because every room in his home is just like crammed with books. And he'll make his like sidestep his way through the hallway and be like, to see if they're there still.
You look in, and there are 2 figures sitting on the floor, crisscross applesauce style, drinking tea, and Girder still asleep on the couch.
Seems about it. It's Twy and Knox, right?
It is.
Hello, didn't expect to see you 2 here. Hospitality is my thing, but why are you here unannounced?
Twy is like facing you and just kind of like gives like a short wave. Knox like looks back and then just like kind of flops down, like on his back, just kind of like looking up at you, and it's just, well, we wanted to say thanks again, but you weren't here. We checked in yesterday too, and you weren't here then either.
Yes, a bit long story, but I might not be here again for a while.
Fair enough. We also just kind of, and he kind of like leans up a little bit and like gives a kind of like questioning look to Twy, who just sighs. Well, we're going to do that job thing that you suggested for us, and then decided not to do that because fish smell.
Well, I never handled any fish when I worked there. I just did handle the paperwork.
But we did start doing some stuff for the Adventurers Guild. We did our first like little job there, but we found something that we thought would probably interest you, and you should probably know about.
That would be.
So there were a group of rogues that we came across that
Yes.
seemed to be attempting to find a way to access the Underdark
Oh, alright.
close to Baldur's Gate for some reason.
What do you know if they weren't drow, were they? Were they just humans?
They seemed to. Well, they weren't all just humans, but I don't think there were any. Nox, did you see any drow? I didn't see any. No drow. Half elf. Couple humans. This one real bitch of a tiefling.
Wow. I'm assuming you didn't catch their names.
No, we kind of subdued a couple of them, as we do, and
As you subdid. One must find a way to find laughs in dark times.
In Underdark, the darkest of times.
But yeah, they just Twy. As soon as you say that, Twy, it's just like hands in head.
Forgive me. So.
But yeah, they seem to be trying to find a way to the Underdark for some reason. We aren't entirely sure, but it's, for a bunch of people who aren't drow, certainly an odd thing to want.
Well, I know that there are some trade routes down there for me hearing about certain families that live down there that sort of tried to make a family down there in the Underdark who happened to do business with the Overworld. Well, they were starting, it was working kind of well, but I suppose that sort of fell apart if they don't even know about the trade routes down there.
Yeah. No, it's...
I suppose it's sort of good, but...
Yeah, kind of the same thought process that we had generally. It just seemed odd and thought you should know, because, might affect you. I know you said you were from close to where we were, so.
Certainly. Well, old Fendian might be having to skip town soon anyways, for an undetermined amount of time, as I've gotten wrapped up into the snowballing shits. Oh, beg pardon. The snowballing, not fun storm of things happening around these kind people that I've met. They're nice. The things that are happening to us aren't very nice. And something tells me I'm not safe here. I bought a horse. I'm just prepared for anything.
That's fair. Right.
I suppose if I leave, you're welcome to stay here. I won't be using the home anymore.
Well, we'll let you get going to that then. I hope things improve.
So do I. It took me a while to carve out a little niche here.
We'll kind of keep our head on a swivel for anything else as well, because there are certainly more than a couple people down in the Underdark that I probably don't need to run into again anytime in my life.
I don't doubt that. Oh, I do have one question. The person, I can't remember if you said if it was a man or woman, who was talking to the Quavaran woman, you said they were a human sort of in dark garb, correct? Did they happen to have a mask?
Mask.
Bird mask? Evil.
It was a mask, but
Any rose imagery?
a bird mask?
Sort of just like a...
like a plague.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
I couldn't remember if the DM used the plague doctor.
Yeah.
Like
a plague mask.
Yes.
It definitely wasn't like that. It was dark in color, covered about here, not the eyes, and then up. Everything but the eyes, pretty much.
Hmm.
Dark in color. Some kind of design on it, but I didn't get close enough to see it. It was. She's a right bitch, to be honest. So I don't tend to go anywhere near her.
Well, let's just say I've had my fair share of dealing with those types of people. So hopefully I don't have to run into her. But excuse me, I have a bit of a cold.
Yeah, but
hopefully I don't know. Well, anyways,
now,
I appreciate
like I said,
information.
he kind of came down right as things started to get a little weird down there. We don't really want to stick around for that, but.
So I just thought it was perhaps tied in with something else that's going on. I was kind of hoping it would be that'd be killing two birds with one stone, but I guess I'll have to kill two birds with one sword. Anyways.
Fair enough. Alright, Twy, we're gonna... And kind of like looks over to Twy. Twy's had like this weird expression on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since you like did your rambling thing where you like cursed. And it's just...
You're right.
Sorry, something about you seems familiar.
No, it doesn't. He says it just like that. It's just session 0. He like twirls his mustache. This is a very popular style. Achoo! Gonna disguise self as I sneeze and make my eyes both yellow. What was that?
Wow. That's a natural 18. She kind of looks at him and goes,
It's a glandular problem.
Probably.
Achoo, I dropped the spell. Oh, it happens all the time.
Probably better that we keep some secrets between all of us anyway.
Yes.
That she turns up and the two of them kind of like bow their heads. She exits first as Nox is about to exit, kind of like leans back in and just goes, "Oh, there's an extra cup of tea for you on the countertop over there." And then
thank you,
out.
appreciate it. Goodbye. And I look at Gerder and I'm gonna like smack her with my mage hand. Hey, Gerder, hello, hello. I like shake her face around with a
How far are you away?
However, I guess probably like 10, 15 feet. His house isn't big.
Yeah, she kind of like rolls off and just kind of lands onto the ground with a very loud thud.
She's going to be here all day. I'm just gonna like nudge her with my foot. Gerder, this is Fendian. Don't eat all of my food. I just bought more.
As you kind of like nudge her a bit and like roll her up so her face is like to the side, you like instantly can smell whiskey.
Oh, goodness, she would get along with tea. That's for sure. And I'm just gonna like, ugh. I'm just gonna like leave a note, even though she probably doesn't even read that well. And I'm just gonna leave it.
Stick it to her forehead.
Just don't eat all my food. Love Fendian. And then I'm going to leave for the day.
Alright, where are you heading to?
I guess I'm going to head to the tavern because that's like where the group is now, and just wait for everybody to be up so we can go do what we gotta do.
Alright, so coming to the rest of you, all of you wake up in your own beds or couches. And yes, the day is yours. What would you all like to do?
I think breakfast is a good start.
I'll stay in bed a little longer.
I imagine.
Oh. No.
I imagine I woke up early and like meditated, did a little warm up, and then went to get breakfast.
Fair enough. You wake up and you're like cuddled around Luna. You two are just like in a small section of the bed.
Cuddle.
Yay. Then I'd probably lay there until Luna woke up because I don't want to disturb her.
What a good bean.
When you have a cat in your lap.
Cat eventually gets up. And you can hear her like getting ready, and like right before she
That
leaves.
cat is on the lap.
Right as she is like ready to walk out the door, it's just like you hear like something shift over from her bed, and like a pillow lands over on your bed, kind of like hitting you in the side.
I'll just like go like this behind me and turn onto my other side.
Alright, you are now alone in your room, so what are you doing?
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Alright, so you and T are down at breakfast. Luna eventually wakes up. You eventually make your way down as well.
Sure.
There's everyone but you.
I'll go down last.
Okay.
I'll get myself out of bed and get dressed and then go downstairs.
Fair enough. Alright, so there is now the five of you at a table, along with Luna, Rare, Gab, and Kat.
Wait, did you say in the bar or in the common room?
Where did you go to breakfast at? You have a kitchen, you could cook for yourself if you wanted to.
Do I still get free food in the bar since it was like 2 weeks or whatever?
Yeah.
Bar.
Where's Kat? Is everybody in the bar?
Seems like you
I'll
walk
go to the
down to the
bar.
common room and you're the only one there.
Alright, I'll go to the bar.
Alright, so the nine of you are sitting down there, being served breakfast, being served whatever morning drinks you wish. It's fairly happening first thing in the morning.
Wait, am I there yet?
Rousing
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought like since they all got up and then like went to breakfast, like I would be there out. Okay. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Oh, yes.
I feel like this is very in character, not saying anything because nobody would be talking.
Yeah.
So in the morning,
I'm-
except for
I'm still
Fenrir.
trying to figure out what the hell this freaking harp does.
Just still like at the
You've just
table,
been
like
puzzling over it all night.
Yeah.
T would just very quietly nod.
Alright,
Anyway.
so-
I'll just order like a very light breakfast of just like eggs and toast.
Alright, well, Gab finally speaks up and just, if it's alright with you guys, when you go to do your thing today at the place, I'm probably gonna stick back here.
Well, that's fine.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
I believe you mentioned something about that yesterday. I mean, if you don't want to come, you don't have
no,
to.
I think it would probably be for the, watch over the house or something like that. And then
Perhaps treat yourself to a day of shopping.
And then along with her, Cat is like, I'm gonna join you, please. Sorry, don't want to go up there.
Well, then watch
That's-
the dragon. I mean, that's fine.
Oh, you're not gonna take her with you?
I'll lean over to her a little bit and be like, she got a little heavy. My back hurts so much.
So, towards the end of breakfast, the two of them would depart back up to the room, leaves you with Rare and Luna. Rare would just kind of look over to Luna. So, same arrangements for today then? Luna just kind of nods and just, we can we'll walk with you at least to the palace. But after that, I do have a meeting today.
A meeting
Indeed,
of.
people,
Yeah.
Fancy clothes.
a person.
Does she have to tell you every detail of
Just
her
out
life?
of curiosity.
I am meeting with Knight. We have been discussing some things the last couple of days, and she's been showing me a thing or two.
Has Knight been doing well? It's been more than a few days since we last spoke.
Yeah, her and Aqua are same as always, still.
Have they cleaned up any other incidents?
No, its palace has been relatively incident free since the undead incident.
Fendian makes a face when he hears undead incidents, but he's not saying anything. He's just like
It was just a small.
slurping his tea.
It was just a small matter with the undead, but I might speak with our little friend over there, seeing if he might know a thing or two, as he's the only wizard in Baldur's Gate.
He might, though he is not currently in at the moment. He departed yesterday for some business and has not said he would be gone for a couple of days. I do know that what's her name? Tall, brown hair, beat the ever-living shit out of you. Colette, that's her name. She wanted to see you.
Okay. She was literally here last night.
Oh yeah, but she wanted you to stop by once you got up to the palace. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, can leave whenever you all are ready.
Well, I really want to avoid the party they're having.
I highly doubt we'll be attending that party.
I thought we were going after. Because it's like a lunch party, isn't it?
Luncheon, yes.
Yeah, so we could
I
just go
thought
after.
it ended at noon.
Weren't we supposed to go at night? I thought we were just completely. Didn't Colette say that we weren't even going to be at the party?
No, our meeting's at noon. I
It would be
think.
near the end of the party. We
Oh,
would
that's
arrive.
fine. It's the end. You know, we come for some accoutrement, and then we
For what?
accoutrement. You know, some cheese, crackers, but the fancy kind. Oh, I haven't had those in years. Sorry, I got excited.
Normal years are drow years.
365 days. But times a few.
If we leave now, is it going to be too early?
It's 9 in the morning.
We can take a
Are you asking?
Liz?
Oh, no.
We can go shopping first. I have a few things I need to pick up for the road if I'm ever on it again. Now that I've learned my lesson, sleeping on the ground isn't exactly the
bedroll,
best.
of course.
Yes, I do have a horse.
You know, perhaps a tent would help.
Yes,
as
I was
well.
thinking. Audie and Fendian wrote down a list of things that they would like to get. Let's see, I want a tent, bedroll. I should get a cooking set.
You know how to use it.
Yes, I know how to cook. And I would also like to get a sewing kit for if my cape gets all nastied up again. What? A chap has to look good on the road. He like pops up his collar or something.
Kai has the equivalent of like the Sims like thing going. You know when like
I'm assuming
two
it's just a
people
big
talk about,
minus
like-
sign.
No, it's a plus sign. It's a plus. He agrees with me. He likes that.
He's just
I was
like,
about to say, Luna just like leans over to you and just goes, Are they fucking serious?
She leans in.
I also need to buy some supplies for my
I don't
horse,
even know how to
because I don't
respond.
expect Cassandra to completely cover all those costs. I am a...
Sandra.
Oh, I thought it was Cassandra.
Sandra.
Oh, sorry, Sandra.
That probably is in character now.
No,
One of the
no
few
cast.
names that T knows at this point.
Other than her own.
Unfortunately.
But I don't know if anybody else had any plans for shopping. Might as well kill some time before we have to, go to the end of the luncheon.
And with that, from the entrance of the suites, you hear.
Whip my head around to look.
Who has met? You two would see Liari standing there.
Spell that.
Lyari. is a tiefling, an ashen skinned tiefling with a like very
Does
like
Syl react at all?
Probably the very quietly
Wait,
only people that could sit next to him was
Liari was a boy. He was the
I'm sorry.
Liari was the
The
age of the prince.
Right. What did you say?
So probably if someone like sat next to each side, then the only quiet like
Wait, did you say the prince?
You don't know that.
What?
Aid. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'm
You
very
know
much
what?
trying to find out.
What?
There is a what?
A tiefling. It's like an ashen skinned
Unfortunate.
tiefling with like reddish colored
Oh, look
eyes
who's
and like
guy.
really like white kind of sandy hair.
Mm-hmm.
Dressed really nobly, which is surprising for a tiefling. Like dressed even more fancily than like you or Kai. Has
I don't like being outdone.
Yeah. has a rapier on his side, and then like strapped to either thigh is a hand crossbow.
Oh, look who it is.
Oh yes. I was sent down here to get the lot of you so that you could come in for your meeting.
Sound very excited.
Greetings.
Greetings. Incredibly excited. This is one of my favorite places in town to be, don't you know?
Oh, I'm sure. Isn't it amazing?
Incredible.
on Wednesdays.
This is the Princess Steps to I Mean assistant.
Ah, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Bold words from one on his knees so often.
Oh, God, are you a worshipper?
Let's call it that.
Amazing.
I'm leaving.
I'm already
Anyway.
gone.
Do you really leave?
Yes.
He actually snorts, but doesn't move.
Well, anyways, we appreciate you coming down here. I'm sure, being in this part of town, is, as you've said, is exactly your favorite thing, but we appreciate you making the effort.
Yes, it's good to see all of you. Now, let's go. He kind of like stops when he looks over at like Luna and just kind of like gives a nod and then looks over to her and just goes, I suppose you'll be returning to speak to Lady Knight. Mary nods and just says, very good, come along.
Finish my breakfast, chug my tea, wipe the crumbs off of me, and then get ready to go.
Okay,
I'll
so,
just chug the rest of my drink.
I'll follow after, so.
alright, everybody is going. So you are walking on your way to the palace, kind of going through all there. Any conversation that anybody wants to happen on the way here?
Never gotten to go to this part of the city before. It's quite exciting.
Yeah, that charm wears off fast, don't worry.
I can imagine.
Or going to, like, the Noble District.
We are going to the noble district, and then we are going into the palace, which is the nobliest of the noble districts.
Well,
You'll quickly find out that they're a bunch of asses, but that's beside
I don't
the
care
point.
about that. I've been meaning to keep up on noble fashion, because as you can tell, my look is a bit outdated.
It is.
But
You
yes.
don't say.
Well, listen, I haven't been able to, get into the upper echelon and see how the fancies are dressing anymore, so I can take some notes and adjust my wardrobe accordingly.
How the fancies are dressing.
Yes.
Love that.
As you guys pass where the
Like a
academy,
sheep in wolf's clothing.
as you guys pass the academy, where which is kind of located close to, but not exactly right at the same spot that the palace is, Rare and Luna would break off from you. And
Goodbye.
so now it is just the six of you.
Enjoy your day.
Kind of waves goodbye. Rare, before she leaves, turns to Syl and should probably say maybe spend some time tonight up in the library, catching up on a few things. All right, I'll wait up for you. Departs. There's now the six of you there,
Have
and
we reached the Noble District yet?
yes, you are in the noble district.
I'll just walk with my hands behind my back and look around at the people there.
I'm taking notes at all of the fashion.
Fair enough.
I can imagine him like vigorously sketching.
It is almost the exact opposite of the of Dusttown. It is all stone buildings and like even some as like capricious as like a white granite kind of like 3-story house, and everyone there is, you see a couple of dwarves, an occasional gnome or halfling, some elves, give or take maybe 15% elven or half elf, and just a fuck ton of humans, and that's it.
I'll just look completely like comfortable, like I'm used to this kind of setting.
Yeah, but no, it is a significantly different walk of life than you currently have down at the suites.
Feeling at home still?
No.
I feel like you're looking at me a lot. I'm nervous.
Then, if you wish to see Taylor sometime, I can accompany you and we can I can point out some of the newer fashions or
Oh.
ones that are not too over the top or flamboyant, so you can fit in instead of standing out.
Oh, I like the sort of like the baggy clothing. It hides the fact that I'm not exactly having the best physique as a man. I have a runner's body if the runner hasn't run in a while. I'm joking. Anyways,
Right,
Tall and thin he is. I'm like,
Right, well, speaking of notes, I should probably at least give you a few tidbits on the people that you will be meeting.
That would be most helpful, sir.
Alright, so you will be meeting with the Council of Four. These are the four people who oversee the running of Baldur's Gate, so to speak. They each oversee different things. They each have a title of either Duke or Duchess, though the title is entirely, well, truth be told, the title comes from a joke, but not important
Seems
and
to
very
stick.
long lost. Regardless, four councilmen. So there is the Duchess, Bellin Stellmain.
can you spell that?
Duchess, Bellyn. Stellmain is Stelmane.
Can you spell that last name again, please?
Stelmane.
Stillman, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Duchess Stellmain is the one that I serve under. Believe at least a couple of you have met her son. She serves as one of the Council of Four. She is specifically tasked with overseeing the academy, and she is considered to be the head of education in the city, as well as leader of the Adventurers Guild. So, she's important, and she does stuff, and she's, well, mostly good. She tries her best. Suppose that's what matters.
Out of character question. Would Fendian be familiar with her then? Because I'm assuming he's probably corresponded with her.
Yeah, probably
Okay.
you've received a couple of letters. I don't know that you ever would have met her in person, but
He specifically has not met anybody from the academy. It's all been like through letters.
How would her title work with her son's title? They don't normally match up. Burn on even layers.
Like I said, so what happened was there were a bunch of farmers who built Baldur's Gate who were assholes. They were besieged by a group of pirates who were like the rebels, the upstarts, and the pirates won. And so as a joke, the people who they promoted to be the leaders of the city of Baldur's Gate from all of these rebels took the title of Duke and Duchess because it would be funny. You know, they're not really dukes and duchesses, but they could take it because, you know, they've won and they could. So they are more akin to kings and queens. It is just, we don't really use that term anymore ever since, well, everyone knows how it went with the last king. And 25 years ago,
That's for sure.
resurrected the avatar of Baal. Ring any bells?
Ring any bells? Sorry. Yes, no. It rings several bells. Several terrifying bells.
Kai just groans.
If that is the case, then why
Fendian
call
dies.
Prince a prince then? Wouldn't that bring some ill towards him?
It's simply what they are called. It does not bring as much ill will as king and queen, but we still consider them princes, princesses, whatever it should be. I mean, they could get voted out and not even have a title anymore to, if things worked out that way, so I suppose it doesn't really matter. It is simply the way that we do things. Any other questions?
No.
Excellent. All right. So moving on to who is often considered the tankard to the ale, if you will, of the Duchess is Duke Yannick Porter. Yannick is Janic.
Again, please.
Janic.
Janik.
Yannick. Porter is Portyr. Yeah, Portyr. He is just recently taken over a spot on the Council of Four from his father. His father's name was Dillard. He is widely known as being one of the richest men in all of Baldur's Gate. Made a fortune in the merchant industry, or his family did at least. He is tasked with overseeing the Merchants Guild and the Portside District. Anything that goes into the city or comes out of the city in trade, he is your man to see.
You said the
The Merchants Guild and Portside District.
What an irony with the name.
Yes.
Oh,
Indeed.
clever. Do you think they planned that?
Probably.
Some last names are said to come from jobs, such as Miller.
Or
Smith.
Taylor.
That is also one.
Brewmaster.
Moving on to the other side of things, we have the Duchess, Thalamra von Thomper.
Oh, that's a mouthful of a name.
For father, what?
Duchess Thalamra, Thalamra.
Hate that.
All right.
And the last name von Thomper, VanThamPur.
I'm not going to remember that.
Well, you might. She is one of the, in fact, not one of, she is the only one of the Council of Four who did not start their life as a, shouldn't say that, one of them employs me, incredibly financially gifted individual. She was born into poverty in the city's dust town, actually, much where you are residing now. She quickly rose through the ranks of the city guard and then the Flaming Fist, as
So that's who it is.
she is quite, well, she is renowned as the strongest knight that the city has ever seen. And she now serves as the leader of the Flaming Fist.
Was there a previous leader?
The Grand Duke oversaw it in the interim before she took over. 25 years prior, it was the king who oversaw the Flaming Fist. But seeing as how he held a large ritual to allow himself to get possessed by the spirit of the god of murder and become the avatar of Baal, he is no longer in charge of the Flaming Fist. In fact, he's no longer in charge of anything. He's dead.
Is there other members of the Flaming Fist that were there from 25 years ago, or is it a whole new guard instead of the old guard, or is it a mixture of both?
There are probably still some old dogs who've been around long enough to see that, but certainly not many.
I'm sorry, what's the Flaming Fist?
The Flaming Fist is a group of mercenaries operated by those who lead Baldur's Gate, sort of like an addition to the city guard. Intended to be organized in times of war.
Imagine a much better organized militia.
Exactly. Yes, she is in charge of all the military forces of Baldur's Gate, as well as the protection of the city itself, should it ever come under attack. And then finally, you have the leader of the Council of Four, and that is Grand Duke Bastian Brightvane. Does everyone know how to spell Bastion?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Brightvane is Brytvain.
Sorry, I'm like a line behind. Bastion is their first name?
Bastion is the first name.
Okay, and their last name, please?
Bryt. Vain.
Birdvine? Or Birdvin?
Brightvane.
Birdvine, okay.
Bastion is the leader of the Council of Four. He is a very imposing man, just because of his strength and confidence mostly. He has was one of the forces who fought against the Avatar of Baal when that happened. 5 years prior to that, there was the Siege of Baldur's Gate. He is considered to be one of the heroes of that battle, and the city was almost completely overrun by orc and goblinoid forces. He is considered a capable military leader, a knight skilled in areas both arcane and mundane. And he's from the Brightbane House itself, which is one of the longest standing noble houses in Baldur's Gate. They were one of the closest houses to serve under who we now name as the Betrayer King 25 years ago. And it is rumored even that the Brightvanes are descended from a family that was a family of nobles in the old Netherreal Empire. So the floating city that used to exist around these parts before it came crashing down after the cataclysm. But yes, he serves as the head of the council, oversees the library, the arcane vault, foreign relations, and sort of handles any delicate issues that come into the city. So there is your crash course. Typically when it comes down to issues, most times they are split 2 and 2. The Duchess, Billen Stelmane, and Yannick Porter are a little younger, a little more starry-eyed when it comes to what they think can be done.
So they're naive.
Some may see them as naive, some may see them as simply idealistic. Whereas Sarah Lady, no, I believe she still goes by Sarah, Van Thampor and Grand Duke Bastian are a little more practical. One may see this as a little jaded to the niceties of the world, but they are not afraid to get down in the nitty-gritty and, well, you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs, as they say.
What are each of their races?
Oh, Yannick is half-elf. The Stelmanes are wood elves. Thalamra is human, I believe.
You believe?
She looks human. No one's ever corrected me, so. And Grand Duke Bastian is human, I believe.
Love that confidence.
They don't have pointy ears. They don't have horns on their head. You give them 8 ears and they die. Look like humans to me. So, anything else? Any other questions before we get there, so you do not embarrass yourselves?
Are we allowed to look them in the eye when we speak to them?
It would probably be considered rude not to.
Alright, great. Yep. Long story. Sometimes that isn't polite, but alright, I'll look them in the eye.
Fair enough.
No, that is
As you-
actually a good point to bring up. In a lot of cases, they do not want to be looked in the eyes.
Exactly, I'm not trying to get beat. Or yelled at.
I think you will find that
Never mind, I didn't say beat.
the two more practical will appreciate the confidence, and the other two don't take themselves seriously enough to be offended.
Those are both great things to hear.
As you're walking through the gardens, you kind of hear there's like a quartet playing somewhere off in the distance. You kind of see a group of people sitting around a table.
I believe that's where you wanted to be away from.
Yes, it is. Should just be ending shortly. Kind of like starts walking slower as you approach it. Perhaps we should not walk by. I do not know that this is. Well, you're going to have to see it anyway. Come along. Walk. You kind of see there's a table set. There is a couple of. Appears to be maybe like a brunch, maybe like a small tea time luncheon going on.
Mm-hmm.
Between there are 3 gentlemen who are all in like nicer dress robes, suits, and some. and they seem to all be having lunch with the three of you. See a smaller girl, woman, with like shorter brown hair, kind of this frillier white dress on, a frown on their face.
Who's that?
I know.
I also know, but Kai doesn't know.
Frown on their face as it seems to be maybe like a luncheon between like this person and like potential suitors maybe. What the two of you see is the prince in a really frilly white dress, looking absolutely fucking miserable.
So you can tell it's the prince by looking at
Absolutely looks like it is literally the prince
in a dress.
only in a dress, just looking absolutely, and like a little bit more curve than you remember seeing in the last. Also possibly not binding currently, but just looking, but like the same face and just looking absolutely so goddamn miserable.
Feel that.
As like super unpolite, like elbow on table, like resting like under chin, just like making the bare minimums of conversation.
They don't appear to be enjoying themselves, I whisper to Arwen.
It doesn't look like it.
Is there a charcuterie tray? Is there a charcuterie tray? You think we can get in on that later?
It's so hard to hear you.
Is there a charcuterie tray? You think we can get in on that later?
Hell is charcuterie.
Meats and cheeses spread out in an artful manner.
I thought I was hearing you say some nonsense. I
You know,
really
Arwen,
was.
we could probably give you a lesson sometime back at the tavern when we get there.
Ah, the art of charcuterie. Anyways, we'll worry about that later.
Didn't you just eat?
One must always think of the future.
Have you
I
seen
was
his
about
ring?
to say from in front of you, you just hear like a snort from Liari before charcuterie.
He ain't say it right.
Well, no, you said the art of charcuterie. And so as soon as you said that from in front, you just hear charcuterie.
That's a good one. Now that I know it was a pun.
And as you are talking, not being super quiet, one of like the suitors kind of like looks over and kind of like sees the lot of you.
Gang of misfits.
I was going to say, especially all of the races that you have, and just sort of like gives like a grimace. And just kind of turns.
Can I grimace back?
Yeah, kind of turns back around. Finn looks up and sees all of you, and just like the hand like shakes slightly before the teacup just shatters in his hand. One of like the butlers is just like, oh, I'm so sorry. What, princess? Let me get this. And just, no, you don't. I think we should call this off for today. And
She alright?
kind of the three shoo the three of them out. Gets up, starts like walking over towards you all and Liari.
Oh, honey.
As he is walking, just kind of like looks down the blood, kind of like stemming from the hand, just sort of like
Oh, like Leonardo DiCaprio.
no, just starts wiping it on the front of the
Wow,
pure white
love that.
snow dress, just completely ruining it.
Your hand, may I? I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Thanks.
8 hit points back.
All right. Well, it's a good thing he only took 6 points of teacup damage.
Oh, that's actually pretty bad for a teacup.
Yeah.
I rolled a d6 and it was a
Jesus.
six.
More like shame damage. Yikes.
But it's just like looking at all of you. It's just, I am going to go change.
Right.
Just walks away.
Goodbye. Who was that?
Liari's just
I know.
that. Oh.
Is she alright?
That was the prince himself.
Oh, my
That was-
apologies. Is he alright?
Are they alright?
Is anybody alright?
I think so.
It is a very long story. He'll be up to join us shortly. Once we're up away from most of the nobles who may have issues with him, and we are alone with just
Understood.
his mother and company, he will actually be okay.
Understood.
It is not his family that has issues with who he is, but rather the general game that we are put into play. So, he kind of like leads you up to like a waiting area before just like having you all take a seat there and just, all right, so when you are needed, you will be sent for. So don't move. And
How long?
Don't touch anything. A couple of minutes. He walks away.
Thought he was gonna say hours.
No. No, it's just you five all sitting there. If there was anything you'd like to discuss before you have this meeting.
Is there anything shiny I can touch?
What?
Is there anything shiny I can touch?
Yeah, there's
Don't touch
there's
anything.
there's like a table against the wall and it has like a really nice vase on it and then a painting above it.
That's not interesting.
Is there a half empty cup on the table? Or some might say a half full cup.
So since we are now away from others and we're so close to the meeting, anyone have any ideas why they would want to see all of us?
Execution.
They probably need us to do
Wow.
their
A very
dirty
formal
work.
way to do it. That's what I think.
What was
Only
that?
they knew I was not a laboring man.
But you're one of Arcanic and
Half the people here can use spells. Why are mine any more impressive? Listen, I mean, it's good to get a name in, you know, everything, all that good stuff. But I'm not trying to go on some big thing for these people who wouldn't bat an eyelash if they found my body dead on the road and eaten by birds.
if it's in Constellation, we would.
You would bat twice?
Well, we'll go 3 times and be nice.
Ah, lucky number.
I just imagine he like split to the group just to see everyone's reaction. She's just like,
She's just like. Alright, anyways, yes, I'm sure it's going to be they need us to do things, and they'll go, gold, and I'll be like, no, alright, because I need money. I don't know about you all. The money
Always.
keeps me alive.
Anyway, coming up from behind you. And not just that, but
I got scared. I say that out loud.
not just that, but lately many of us find a lot of things that need to be done and not a lot of people with the capabilities of doing them. You turn around and it is the same face, same hair, though now completely flat-chested, wearing like a tunic, a cloak over that, trousers, boots.
Apologize, I
A
scare easily.
long bow on the back, just sort of like bowing to you.
Good to meet you.
It's, good to meet you as well.
More
Good
comfortable
to
conditions.
see some of you again.
Hello.
Is your
Hello.
hand in any pain?
It'll be fine. Honestly, a very small price to pay to get out of there a little bit early. I really wish they would let me stop attending those.
What if you faked an upset stomach every time? That's how I get out of a lot of things.
doesn't-
Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
It doesn't work that way
Oh.
for some of us.
Yes, I fear that excuse runs poor rather quickly, especially when you are expected to soon take a hand in marriage, even if it's one you don't want and one that doesn't want you.
ooh.
But I digress.
I understand.
There are a lot of things that the Council of Four, specifically my mother, the Duchess, Billin Stelmane,
Yes.
have desire. There are lots of things that need doing, and not so many people that can do them. I overheard you say, you know, you have arcanic powers, but so what? So do half of the people here. Well, most groups are not like that. You're very peculiar to have this many people working together who can all access magic. It is not terribly common. I know I personally... Well, there's a limit to what I can do. My assistant Liari cannot. Many of the Knights in the Flaming Fist, almost all of them can't. No one on the City Guard can, so... These are issues that need to be investigated by an outside source, so to speak. Also because if the City Guard investigates, say, the Guild, as they're getting too powerful, it can be seen as an act of war between the city and the Guild, which is something that would be very messy. Same with the Flaming Fist.
Certainly.
So having an outside source investigate, there are certainly benefits to this.
I suppose
I'm
that's
sure
correct.
you can understand. So, yes, whenever you get the chance, I believe, at least, my mother and Duke Porter are ready to, and with that, another figure kind of comes in, this one, in like a full set of half plate mail. Like kind of the same colors that you see on this, like the red and gold tapestries of the palace. Seems to be a knight of some sort, just kind of comes in. Excuse me, I am sorry, young prince. Hurts, doesn't it? But if it would be okay, I would like to steal away these very fine adventurers for a moment first, to meet with the Grand Duke Bastian as well as Duchess von Thampar. If I could, and you were so inclined to do so, we have something rather important to discuss with you, as it were.
Not inclined, but it seems there's no choice, so let's get this over with.
I would
I
be.
agree with
Oh,
him,
excuse me. That was,
Florence.
oh, that's the microphone. Sorry.
You're doing
Yes,
your
would be
best.
delighted. You know, Phineas keeping his like positive, polite attitude.
You're doing good.
The two of them are just kind of like looking at you because one of them is expecting you to go this way and one of them is expecting you to go this way. This is a choose your own adventure story.
What? I thought we were supposed to follow.
So which one turns to page 82 and which one turns to page 49?
49 is left, 82 is right.
Jeez.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to go.
Odd or
in the night.
even.
The night they both want you to
What are you
accompany
talking
them.
about?
Choose your own adventure
Oh.
book? Have you never
Um,
read Choose
That
Your
is
Own
why
Adventure
one of
book?
them said, "Hey, I want you to come." Finn was like, "Come meet my mom and Duke Yannick."
Oh.
And then the other one was like, "No, don't go there. Come meet the Grand Duke
Oh.
Bastian and
Oh.
the other Duchess."
I would be delighted after we accompany the prince with business that he asked for first. Yeah, first is
He
the best.
might have
second is the
asked
second.
first, but this is Grand Duke Bastian. I suggest you not keep him waiting, as it were.
Okay, to the Grand Duke. I stand next to the prince and I stand next to the knight. And I'm like,
If it matters
Dodgeball
enough to
team.
him, I'll wait, and I'll go over by the prince.
oh, I chose wrong. I chose wrong.
Prince.
Fuck. Alright,
I stand back next to the prince.
I'll wait to see where T goes.
Who sent us the summons?
Sending the summons. Well, you got the summons from Darius.
Yeah, and who was it from? Like,
The Council of Four, all of them.
If we have to meet the two sets of two, can't we just meet the two sets at the same time? As he's like standing prepared at any point to take another big step back towards the knight.
can your mother wait?
Finn just kind of shrugs. I suppose if
Okay, and I stand back next to the knight. Fendi
were
is just
really
like, who's
so
gonna hit me
interesting.
more?
Seems we have two requests and one of them will not wait. So can you wait maybe a half hour?
Sorry, there was a kitty.
Who is it the prince wants us to meet? The Duchess and who?
Duke Yannick Porter. Yeah, I can inform her that you will be there after your first meeting.
Then it's settled. Nobody hates us yet. Oh, I'm gonna stand next to the knight. Point. I'm assuming he's
sure
like
we're
tall.
not going to be long.
Fair enough. I will let them know then. The prince turns around and retreats from where he was.
Political intrigue is always so terrifying.
Right then, follow me. And just kind of turns around and starts walking away. The knight does.
And I will follow.
So, you all must have done something quite impressive to garner my uncle's attention like this.
Not really. We just killed some demons. And got some. I guess the impressive part was that we transported a lot of wine in like 2 days.
kind of like turns around to you as you say this. And
I'm jesting. I know one is more impressive than the other.
Kind of like looks over all of you before just. I suppose it must be true, or else you would not be here. But still, my uncle must see something.
Is he human?
Who?
The knight.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were asking the knight if his uncle is human.
No.
So, been working at the castle long? I'm trying to like some.
Yes. I serve as squire of sorts and second in command to my uncle Bastion Brightbane.
Oh, what's your name, sir? I don't believe I called it.
Lucian.
Lucian equals squire.
I took over this position after a very unfortunate turn of events about 8 years ago that culminated in the passing of Grand Duke Bastion's only son.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Sorry, I was writing it down. Anyways, we appreciate you taking your time out of your, I'm sure, very busy schedule to escort us to the Grand Duke.
Indeed. All right. Just kind of like leads. You're kind of like currently outside of a set of double doors and just sort of kind of gestures to them.
Mm-hmm.
They're waiting for you right inside.
Thank you. I'm gonna give him like a polite bow, and a little flashy drow smile.
I'll push open the doors.
Right, you head inside. It's a small audience chamber. It's like a large table seated on like a number of seats on one side of it, 2 seats on the other side that are both occupied. One by a human-looking woman, and armor kind of like the armor that the knight was wearing, only a lot more extravagant. It seems to be more of like a showpiece than like more practical armor. She looks human, probably in her mid 40s, maybe late 40s. Golden blonde hair tied up in a bun, kind of like rough features, a slight scar that one scar that kind of like runs right above the eyebrow, another scar that kind of like runs along the cheek. It appears to be the Duchess of Thalamra. And then seated next to her is just a very large man, full beard down to about like the solar plexus almost.
Mm-hmm.
Brown with like a little bits of gray in it. Kind of like short brown hair on all sides except for like a little bit up top, which is kind of like thrown, maybe like an inch to an inch and a half long, kind of like thrown to one side. Also kind of like peppered with gray. Like really, really dark brown eyes. Just an absolutely like cutting like a massive figure. Wearing like some lighter steel armor. Seemed to be more inclined for like movement and maybe kind of like more depicting of his position as like in charge of everything rather than like the Duchess's position as like in charge of the military. But yeah, they both just kind of like look up to you and just sort of like nod before he gestures to the seats on the other side.
I'll do like a sweeping bow and then sit down.
I just sit down.
Yeah, I give them like a very courtly bow, and then go take a seat after everybody else has sat.
I try and get the one that's closest to the door.
The seat?
Yeah.
Alright, everybody.
Yeah, he wants attention.
Everybody sitting. And
Yes.
so with that, the Duke Bastion, oh boy, hope I can get my voice low enough for this shit.
Oh, Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. So, right? It's a good time. It's a great time to be alive.
Calls you like a scaz voice.
Not quite.
Howdy.
So,
Howdy.
Yes.
you all have come onto my radar for positive reasons. So, please tell me about what you've been up to the last couple of days.
shopping after we was sir, we were just shopping and settling in at Sandra's.
He's like sinking into himself as this imposing man is looking at him.
Someone else.
He trails off. Never mind, I'm sorry.
Please inform me what you've been up to the last couple of days.
Well, sir, we've been shopping.
I'm tempted. So tempted. We have been simply licking our wounds after the fighting, getting to know what we were facing on our simple wine run, which became much more than it really was, and mostly just finding a suitable place to stay since most of us are new to Baldur's Gate as it is.
I see, and I've heard that you have made quite an entrance, as it appears to be. Made quite a few friends already.
Why, yes, that's all the things about this diplomacy is making new friends, whether it be good or bad.
So, we have a request to make of you. As it were, you've proven to be a fairly effective group of individuals. And so, there is something that we need done that we can't necessarily do ourselves.
For what reason?
The guild has been getting a little overconfident as of late, trying to stick their hands in pots where they don't belong. Of course, this is a city, and where there is a city, there are rats. Even in the noblest of districts.
I like to reach over and just pat Armin on the back.
I'm not
Kind of-
there. I went with the prince.
Oh, you went
Oh.
completely.
You completely skipped?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh.
Even better.
So, where there are cities, there are rats. Even in the noblest of districts. And so because of this, any attempt that we make using either the city guard or the flaming fist against the guild will, in its best case scenario, result in all-out warfare, and in the worst case scenario, well, someone will just tip them off before we even get there, and that will be the end of that. So, we need to send someone unaffiliated.
But if you're using someone that's unaffiliated, they could possibly be bought out. So is this a desperate chance, or have you done extended research into all of our backgrounds?
Not exactly extended research. We've done enough research.
And what have you found out?
A couple things that are not so interesting. A couple of things that are, looking specifically at tea, significantly more interesting.
What?
Turns out there's a second letter in her name.
It's
But-
2 T's.
Regardless,
There are 2 T's in her name.
I'm sure, look, you can see my hair. It is not entirely black. There are some grays in it. Is there not?
It's a very
Sure
dashing
is.
look.
Well, bold to assume we're not colorblind.
You still tell us it's not.
Not set in character.
There are certainly some grays in my hair. You do not get to be as old as I am, with gray in your hair, but being a complete fucking idiot. So, we have jobs. Some of them are very important. We will not be sending you on the very important jobs right now. We have some other jobs that are slightly less important. That if you decide to fuck up, or get bought out, or get murdered, won't really matter one way or the other. It'll just be a slight shame. That's the ones we'll be starting you on. I'm sure you can understand my reasoning as to why. if you complete 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 jobs, maybe we start sending you to do more important things if you do all of them successfully. Kind of following my logic.
Yes. The real question is what entails the compensation?
Gold.
And what can we do to prove that we're actually working for you if we're not affiliated? You could send us off to do something and then not pay.
A fair point. We will give you a letter that you are not to take with you on the mission. And, I mean, to be quite frank, if we decide to stiff you up front, it'll be for a very small reward, and then it also means that, if anything, it's more of an idiotic play on our part, don't you think? We have a group of people who successfully complete a mission for us, and we decide to stiff them over a couple hundred gold. Meanwhile, we have millions of gold pieces in the palace, and we gain the ability to not pay you a couple hundred of them, and we lose the ability to have all of these jobs done for us, and any hope of accomplishing what we need to accomplish. So, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense on our part.
With the exception of him, I honestly wouldn't put it past your kind to do that to the rest of us.
I'm sorry,
It's
don't
been
listen to
done
her.
to
A
me
couple
before.
hundred?
Like after you point.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it from my eyes.
I think he means amongst the group, not each.
For some of the lesser jobs, a couple hundred gold pieces. I mean, I'm sure we could begin discussing possible thousands when it came to some of the more important jobs.
No, my friend here has a good point.
Are you trolling?
I just completely ignore him. My friend here brings up a good point, as dull as he may be. Is that per person, or
We would
are we
pay-
getting paid as a group?
You would get paid as a group, but still, I mean, let's say, is it just the 4 of you?
There's
There is
one more.
another. He went with the prince, I believe.
We were requested by more than one of you from the council.
Interesting. I would recommend that your time would be better spent here than there.
I'll shoot a
If I'm
glare at
being-
the people that had given away that
If
why
I'm
he wasn't
But we're not
there.
gonna lie to him.
if I'm being particularly honest, they are naive about the way the world works
Well, then
in a way that is not beneficial to others. But regardless, coming back in,
fresh eye is nice every now and then. That's why we're here. We're a set of fresh eyes, aren't we?
No, don't interrupt the man when he's talking prices.
I'm sure you hear that a lot.
Just very quietly, I said that.
we're keeping this. But no, you are paid as a group. But still, if you have a group of 5, and a job pays 10,000 gold pieces, I mean, not to be unkind, but I believe that would probably be more gold than at least a few of you have seen at one time in your life before.
Not unkind if it's the truth.
Speak for yourself.
Right.
I mean, I've seen a lot of gold, but I haven't owned it.
So what's this first job?
So, the first job. There appears to be an increase of guild activity in the sewers underneath the docking district. We're not entirely sure what they're attempting to accomplish, but according to, well, I suppose you can speak on it better. And with that, he kind of leans over to the Duchess. There appears to be some kind. One of my men said they seem to be digging through the floor of the sewer or something.
I might know what they're looking for.
What would that be?
Well, some friends of mine who I actually don't know if they're planning on staying in Baldur's Gate, but they said they ran into a group of rogues who were looking into passage of the Underdark. It's very well possible that that's what they're digging for, but they're not too bright if they think you can just keep digging and end up there.
That's troubling
Definitely.
to hear. Alright. With that,
Job done.
No, it's not. We have to find them and stop them.
do you say that in character or no? Bastion is just, unfortunately not. You kind of need to stop them to accomplish the job, though I'm honestly more confused than concerned. I'm not sure what exactly a large amount of members of the guild intend to accomplish by stumbling upon a bunch of, and no offense meant, but
No, I will not be
knife-eared,
offended.
spider-worshipping little fucks.
Wow. Whew.
I'm not
No
offended.
offense, but
I don't fraternize with those below.
no offense, but slur.
Slur, slur, slur.
He looks. He looks a little taken aback by like the ear comment, but obviously isn't gonna say anything. I mean,
No,
a lot of
your
people-
kind don't normally dwell on the surface. I would take your being here as
knowing better. Anyways, sorry, Audie, the person lost her train of thought. What was I gonna say? What were we just talking about? Oh, it was useful.
Racism.
No, before that.
Digging.
Oh, sorry.
Digging.
Well, they might want to go down there because it's not uncommon for thieves to stash things down there. Not all parts of the Underdark are inhabited. It's easy to get lost down there if you don't know where you're going.
I do recall Drowton to be quite the ritual casters, and there was a ritual here not that long ago.
But take care of.
Especially
Possibly-
short by drought
possibly connected.
timeline.
Exactly.
Now, by taking care of specifics?
Kill them. Arrest them. Maybe arrest one, kill the rest.
Well, didn't know if you wanted, us to bring one back.
If you could, there could certainly be an additional reward discussed for that. But from what we were told from the contacts that we sent down there, as the Duchess here did post in the Adventurers Guild and had a sort of scouting mission taken care of by a small group of individuals.
What?
Nothing.
Wait, is that him smiling at me, or is that
No,
you
no,
smiling
that was
at
the
me?
that was
think Bastion
that was
smiles.
that was the DM seeing if you picked up on something or
I
not.
did.
But you didn't, so.
I kind of did, but like I didn't.
Fair.
I'm not trying to out them just in
Yeah.
case.
But from the looks of it, is a couple of members of the guild. So no one will really miss them should they be gone. There's a couple of seem to just be a couple of lower guild members, a few humans, a couple of beasts. That's about it.
So upon completion of this job, we would then be given a second, and then considering
3 comes
the
after 2.
ones
And
go,
4 after 3.
Oh, I see. You can
And
count.
6 after 5.
considering that the rest of them go well, then we would be given this
Minus
larger
5.
task.
Correct.
Right. So when
Are you saying you accept?
We do have quite a few matters to attend to before we even could accept. I know at the very least I have more than one meeting in the next few days.
now Sylvanus, stop interrupting me.
I speak for myself, Kai.
Wait, give me a second. I actually forgot what I was going to ask her. Oh, right. When would you expect to have this first task finished by?
If you were to accept, we would write up a contract, have that delivered to you tonight. I would expect you back here reporting to me in, say, a week's time.
A week. Perfect. Can't speak for the rest of them, but sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
I suppose that would be reasonable, yes. I'm just thinking about my horse.
What about your horse?
It's not gonna be used for a while, I guess. He was playing.
Pshaw. Anyway.
Pshaw.
This is what you get for
Sure.
buying a horse first in every
Yeah.
campaign.
It's because I'm scared.
I know. I've only ever played 2 campaigns with you, and your first purchase has been a horse in both of them. It was the
I
first
bought
thing.
a
It was the
horse.
fir-
Now where
it was,
do
it
I
was,
put
it
him?
was the first thing Gore bought too.
I'm scared.
Of course, the horses.
Could part of our rewards be information or things along those lines?
Information on.
Well,
Oh my god!
I'm looking for this man. Have you seen him?
What's the reward amount? Your thumb's always covering it up, T.
It's not written on here
Was
because
the
it
reward a
depends.
hug?
No, if it leads to him being found and he's alive, it's as much money as I've got, and I don't keep it with me, so none of you get any
2
weird
hay
ideas.
pennies.
Back in game. No.
Well, information on perhaps anything leading to him.
I could ask, though. I don't know who I would even start with. I've never seen him before.
I mean, he lived here for over 20 years. I'm sure people around know him.
Make an insight check.
Can't wait for this to go quickly.
Could I possibly insight check? Because I'm trying to beat her
Actually-
with.
If you'd like to.
I'm actually good at this stat. 21.
So the number I rolled was not a 21, but it was one below that. Not 20.
Not 20?
Ay.
T. It seems like he said no.
Rip.
That's about it.
So you won't even try?
It seems like he might, but like he has never seen this person before, and for like is sort of like a little like taken aback by the audacity of a random stranger to come in and be like, well, can you ask literally every fucking person you've known if you've seen this person? And he's like essentially the ruler of this city.
With
and
that
you're-
raggedy ass poster.
and you're no one.
I mean, I'm basically saying I would work for free for information.
He seems uninterested.
Money doesn't mean anything to them.
He'd rather just throw gold at you than spend his time looking.
Yeah.
Okay, but it seems like to us he generally does not know this person.
For what is your modifier on top of the 20? Just
Uh,
because for deception he rolled
5.
fairly well.
Wow.
So it'd be 25.
25. Said no. Maybe seemed a little adamant about it. Maybe just a touch too fast for your personal liking, Sil.
Okay.
But that's it. No one else picks up on anything. It seems like he just said no, and it seems like he doesn't want to be bothered with this. So, shall I have the contract drawn? Yes?
I can do something
Yeah.
in character. I like to just crack my back a bit, point my finger at T, and with a copper wire around my finger, and go, because he can't see, and just say to her, he's lying.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh god, please be good. Is that a 2?
Not too well. Opposite of a 20.
That one.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Imagine he, like-
snap your back in half.
Well, no, I do this. So
And he
my
shits
hands are
himself
behind
to
my back.
protect
Yeah.
Sylvanus.
T, you hear he's, and then nothing else, and you feel the wire slip from your finger, Sil, and just hear ting, 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 ting.
Well, if we're in our chairs, it would be just onto the chair itself.
It fell off, it hit the chair and then rolled off the chair.
Like there's like a gap between.
Yeah.
Kind of like the chair you're in.
Oh, is my cord purse loose? Fendian says. Just checks it.
I was about to say, there's like a brief moment where he just like looks down, like a flash of recognition in his eyes before he just looks back up and kind of meets your eyes. You appear to have dropped something, friend.
He's always dropping his components and
He
bits
gets
and
up.
bobs.
And begins walking around the table.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Do it again. He reaches down and picks it up.
Oh, it's such a bracelet. It's not finished yet.
Sylvanus makes friendship bracelets in his spare time.
Isn't it just something he fiddles with?
Oh,
I have more.
oh, your nerve. That makes sense. He's not mean. He's just nervous.
He has a, what do you call it, toy?
This is interesting. I suppose you would want this back.
Pull out a second one.
Curious. Well, still, would not want you to lose it. Never know how many you'll need. Points at you, and in your mind you hear,
Uh-oh.
you know, you should really be more careful with your belongings. Before he hands it back to you. And walks back to his side of the table and sits down in his seat.
Ooh, we're gonna have a fun conversation later.
So, shall I have the contract drawn up and sent down?
Sounds good, sir. Your Highness. Your
What if we say no?
And then you say no, and you don't get paid.
Now, why would we say no?
Because more than one of us have
Perhaps-
things to do in the week's time.
Perhaps doing these jobs could sort of get you on the trail looking for the sire that you're looking for.
You just told me you won't give me information.
But you might find it along the way.
I'm saying I cannot give you information that I don't have.
We also have another meeting today.
Would you like...
That is true.
Would it make you feel better if I hung up a poster in the palace somewhere?
She'll hand him 3.
He just puts one on top.
He takes them and then just gives like a whistle. Squad the same night comes back in. Just hands him over. Kind of like looks at him for a second. Looks back up at Bastion, just sort of confused. And just Bastion is just... The gardens. Main entrance. Outside the kitchens.
Is the
Kind of
Squire
looking-
Lucian?
Yeah. Just
Going
kind of
to
like,
wave at Lucian.
like looking at them, looking over like all of you three again to think like, who the fuck are these people that are like now giving me this extra fucking work?
Does he wave back?
No, because at this point you all like literally you guys have cost him nothing but like making him do extra work, so he's probably not super friendly to you. Just kind of looking over all of you and then leaves.
I'll start to be like kind of looking annoyed, getting impatient, because everybody's like not wanting to do it.
I said I'd do it.
Right. So since I just did that, I'll assume we have a deal.
For now.
Certainly. That's a yes if I ever heard one. Fenny is smiling, but his eyes look scared. Like, you're gonna cover his mouth. It's like,
He's not smizing.
Well, I'll have a contract drawn up and have it sent down to where is it that you're staying?
The sweets.
Elf Song? I'm sorry.
The sweets.
Was Elf Song the one that... he kind of like
This-
flinches a little here.
Ah, yes, how quaint.
There's a new edition. That's where we're staying. You'll know it when you see it. Or, I guess, whoever you send it, because I'm sure you don't do your own walking. They'll know it when they see it.
Oh, right. I'm
People carry him everywhere.
he kind of looks so sad.
At this point, T's caught on. She's trying to find
Anyway, yes, contract sounds fantastic.
Sweets would be, sorry, that's...
Certainly would.
I was overwhelmed with joy. No, yes, the sweets would be perfect for me as well. I will be visiting there every day while we're working together.
excellent. I'll have it sent down then, and in that case, you are dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I'll storm out before everybody else.
I was kind of like, and then walk out.
I walk out.
Yeah, I give him another, like, courtly bow, and then
I can imagine he bows all the way out, backing out.
and then, yeah, then after everybody's left, I'm like, and then I follow behind, and when the doors are closed, he might just hear, oh, I think I might throw up, I was so nervous. But he doesn't throw up, it's like dry heaving.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Just about to the door.
I need my breathing bag, but I left it at home.
Bag of breathing. Alright,
Yo, I didn't expect it to. It actually moved.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah. You head back to the other, to like the central room, and the prince is waiting there for you. Kind of
You
like
didn't
gives
miss much.
We're going to get paid.
I say
No,
to Arwen, that's not paying attention.
That's because Arwen isn't
You
there.
understand my message?
I got one word of it, mate.
He's dying.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Arwen isn't there. It's just the
Oh.
prince.
I thought he was waiting with the prince. Yeah.
The prince already took Arwen to where
Fair.
Arwen was going to go, and Arwen. We'll get to that in a second, but like, there's going to be like a time skip of like, and then Arwen is going to have like time alone where it is just him and the two people there because Arwen made his own choice.
I'll walk up to the prince and be like, all right, let's do this next meeting before I kill someone.
It kind of takes you along. You sit down with Duchess Belle and Stelmane. Same like kind of brown, like long brown colored hair as the prince. She is a wood elf, so kind of not super tall, like very lithe frame. In general, just elfy features all through the face. And then the other one is Duke Yannick Porter. Seems to be like a younger man, maybe only in his late 20s, early 30s. Not overweight, but like a little portly.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
I didn't get it. I was like, portly.
Shorter, like blondish hair, glasses, kind of like round features. They're both kind of like sitting there waiting for before they kind of gesture to the seat as you sit down. The Duchess is. I definitely thought there were more of you than just one.
There are. They're meeting with someone else right now.
Oh, I wasn't aware you guys had a meeting with someone else today too.
Yeah, but it was taking forever and you guys asked first.
Alright, fair enough. So, we heard you guys got into a scrap with the guild.
Yeah, a little bit. That wasn't cool.
Do you mind telling me exactly what that was? What happened?
Let me flip back to my notes so I don't get this wrong. Or should I, you know what? He gives them a brief.
Fair enough. Right, well, so we are interested in possibly acquiring your services to maybe do a couple jobs that have the potential to piss off the guild a little bit more.
That's cool. I'm interested. What's up?
All right. So specifically, there is this set of ruins, I guess is the best word for it. Kind of like looks over for confirmation from Yannick and nods. And apparently there have been some very strange noises coming out of them in recent weeks, as well as some strange glows and magical auras. So we just needed someone to go and check them out. But unfortunately, as it is a little ways outside of the city, it would not be a job that qualifies for the city guard or for the Flaming Fists. Not that the two wonderful, friendly, happy individuals over on the other side of the palace have any interest in helping us, but it's just simply something that we need done. And rather than posting a bill to the Adventurers Bill board, we just thought that this was the next best way to go.
So where are these ruins located? Are they like somewhere?
They're about 3/4 of a day's travel south of the city.
Okay. Is this in like an area where there's known guild activity?
Not necessarily, though I wouldn't put it past them.
Fair enough.
It's out in the wilderness, so it doesn't really get much foot traffic at all, so to speak, not unless you have adventurers to go with you, as, you know, outside of cities is not a very good place to be at the moment.
Very true.
But there's nothing else really out there, so I don't see why anyone would ever have business out there.
Fair enough. I can't speak for the rest of the members of the group, but I wouldn't mind checking it out for you.
All right, we can have like a little. Well, we can just agree on something. Call it if you guys manage to figure out what's going on and put a stop to it, if that's what it is. How much do we have budgeted for that? You do trade stuff. With that, Yannick just kind of like was looking over a couple of things. Yes, probably could do 250 gold pieces for the completion of the job.
For the group or per head?
For the group.
For the group, 250?
Yes. Now we could potentially even have some other things as well. Some other jobs after that might be more important and pay more once we find out that all of you are reliable and such.
There are 5 of us, just so you're aware.
That is certainly what we were informed of.
Okay. I'd certainly have to prefer with them. Because I know that there are a few people in our group who are a little better dressed than some of us.
Fair enough, then we can certainly wait for them to
That's a
arrive.
nice way to put it.
Alright, with that, the rest of you are introduced into the situation.
I mean, how's that wrong?
Yeah, I do my courtly bow to both of them. Hello.
Or do you catch them up on what's going on? Do you catch them up on what's going on?
Oh yeah, just real quick. Let me get
so.
all.
Then we catch him up on what's also going on.
So
Sweet.
ruins, lights, arcane things going on. 3 days south from here.
3/4 of a day.
3/4 of a day.
Yes.
Okay.
Not quite that far.
South of here. Our south or your south?
My south is your south, last time I checked.
Just making sure.
So, 250 gold pieces. Do we have a deal?
How soon do you need it done?
Say maybe within a week.
We can
Could
do
you make it a week and a half?
What if we do sewers? Then we could do that first because we're not getting the contract from until next week.
You're getting it tonight.
Oh, I thought we were getting it in a week.
No, said it was.
No,
Oh,
it's
sorry,
our
ordering it
job
tonight.
not a week.
Well, this one we do
We
he
can-
wants it done in a week. So
we
far away
can-
first, then close.
We can say 2 weeks if it's gonna take you guys a little bit. I don't want to impose.
We don't want to impose on you.
It's not. This is
Actually,
fairly out of the way, so it's not as if it's directly harming anyone currently.
Another thing to keep in mind is in the other meeting, we made it very clear only the 5 of us, but at least with the ruins, we could probably bring Gab along, Rare,
Oh well, yeah. Feel free
Cat, others.
True.
We can
Feel-
more hands can get it done quicker.
Definitely.
Feel free to take along whoever you want. Just keep in mind that the reward is the reward regardless.
Of course. Well, I guess we should do the one that's closest first, and then we can do the one that's a little further.
I mean, we'll try and get it done quickly, but yeah.
I don't
No,
think
I appreciate
the
it.
sewer thing is going to take, knock on wood, too long. It certainly shouldn't take a week.
Sewer thing?
Well, I caught Arwen up on what we were
Yeah.
doing, so I figured they would have heard too.
I didn't know if you wanted to openly speak about your.
I mean,
Oh,
they're
I
all the
would.
leaders, so
Yeah.
I feel like it would be like weird if we
Oh,
didn't
in that
also let
case,
them know.
oh, you're doing jobs for the Grand Duke and the Duchess. That's great.
Yeah, I'm of the same opinion.
As I am as well.
It's scary.
He's
He's
an asshole.
He's a bastard of a man from what I've
But he
seen.
does have deep
Oh, is it?
pockets.
Doesn't care
That's in
much.
character.
He doesn't
We
care.
had
Doesn't
one
care much.
conversation. He slid like 3 races.
Also, doesn't care much about lives. There was lives that were lost on a previous mission, similar to the one he wants us to do, and he did not give a single care about it.
Wow. What a cock.
Oh,
I
there's
love how we're doing this.
Wow.
I love how we're doing this in front of 2 leaders.
Wow, Fendian has heard a lot of foul language and words that I haven't heard in quite some time today. Going to have to scrub out my dagger ears, as he's called them.
Knife ears, actually.
Oh, sorry. I just think dagger is a much cooler word, if I'm being honest. It sounds more tough.
He wasn't going for cool.
I know. I'm used to it by now.
Well, now that a few of us have been slandered,
Oh, did you not pick that
I
up,
think-
Kai?
It wouldn't be Baldur's Gate if we weren't, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it here.
That's why
The
I
two
stay
of-
with the
The
fish.
two of them are just like staring at you wide-eyed. The DM is also staring at you wide-eyed because I just learned some things about that conversation that I didn't know when I wrote the conversation.
Wait, what?
I was just, he was like, he lost like lives on a previous mission and like didn't even give a care, and I'm like, oh my god, he did. I'm like, god damn it, that asshole.
Well, he literally said there was a few lives were lost, and he just said, "Oh, there was no
It
loss."
was the bad guys he meant. Like, that were dead, I thought.
Yeah, he wanted the
I
bad
knew
guy's
that.
dead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, he meant the baddies.
God.
Yeah, I was about to say that's what I was like, man, when the fuck did he say
You're
all
like,
this?
what a
Man, I was
douchebag.
about to say what a fucking
I
asshole.
mean, he's still an asshole.
He's an
Well,
asshole, but he's an asshole. who
I'm
gets shit
not
done.
going to say too much because I feel like he can hear me no matter where I am.
Right.
but
Well, we shouldn't,
we're happy to
you
help.
know, talk bad about the people from Later City.
Speaking of rewards, though, can you give information?
She's just looking for someone.
Yes.
anyone
Have you seen this
specifically?
one?
We're given access to a sending spell. We have his
Oh, yes,
handwriting,
we could
have
use
his
that too.
Picture, we
You
have
should
his
get that
name.
fitted on a t-shirt. Have you seen his hand?
Don't know anyone who can cast that spell now.
Can you
I've
at
been
least
having the
maybe
same
put
problem,
feelers
Sylvanus.
out, or in-
I can certainly ask, but he doesn't look familiar to me. Yannick, you do trade stuff. Just looks up. No.
You said he lived
Perhaps-
here for 20 years, correct? It's odd that so many people
Well,
don't remember him.
Perhaps
we lived in
spread out
Gastown.
copies of the poster to merchants
people
if he's been
call
here
him Dr.
for.
Parker.
Especially
20
somebody that looks like that.
years.
I can
Sometimes not
certainly,
really
you know,
welcome.
post some things down at the docks. I need a lot of people at the docks.
Okay, I'll just take a couple out of my bag.
Do any go to Meadowbrook?
Meadowbrook. I'm sure we have a couple traders from there. Why?
That's where last we heard of anything.
Oh. I will inquire, possibly. See if someone can take one there. If I can catch a trader specifically from that town. No promises on that one though, just because I don't know if I'll personally be running into any of them.
We understand.
You're making more of an effort than the Grand Duke did, so that's fine.
I keep going to
it's like-
speak and then leave.
In his defense, the Grand Duke is quite a busy man and often has to
Be curt.
deal with a lot of things that we don't necessarily have to deal with, and life is life has set him a pretty for shit hand, if I'm being honest.
Yes, I was talking to Lucian and I heard some unfortunate news.
Yes, his only son and only child 8 years ago was lost to us. Lost his wife in the attacks 25 years ago. Prior to that, almost his entire family fell ill to the plague. Prior to him becoming what some people refer to as the hero of Baldur's Gate when it was under siege. Yes, certainly, it's not a happy life he has had. Though I still think deep down in his heart he does try to do the best for us. So maybe don't slander him quite so hard.
May have been mean, but he's still giving us money. He's still giving us a chance. I suppose.
This is very fair. Well, regardless, if you do not have any further questions for us, I think we will
Are
see
we
you out.
supposed to keep you a secret as well?
Well, like we've been doing that wonderfully so far.
I mean, they're all part of the council.
I don't. Looks over at the Duchess. If it is the guild that's there, maybe don't mention it's us that sent you.
Yes, certainly.
If it's not, then it doesn't really matter. I can understand why they would want you to be a little secret, though, just because if you do announce that, oh, guild, you're about to die in the name of the Council of Four of the city of Baldur's Gate, and then all of a sudden there's, a blood feud, and the entire Dust Town goes up in flames, and there's genocide, it's probably not going to be good.
Not again. 25 years isn't long enough.
But yeah, so we can avoid that, and I'm sure there's maybe even a way, I don't know, maybe we can, have some diplomatic talks with the guild or something, and they'll maybe be a little more understanding and not interfere so much.
Arlen's like raising an eyebrow.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I'm also looking pretty
You'll always
doubtful.
be surprised who's willing to bend to reason.
Excuse me?
Um,
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I just have one question. I'm sorry, it's not
Yes,
about
I
the
heard
jobs.
hi.
And he's addressing Bellin. He looks like shy and nervous. So, how are things going down at the academy? I was wondering. Forgive me if this is too bold. You don't have to pay me if I can get this instead. I was wondering if at any point I could perhaps have a tour. I'd love to see, where I'm sending students off to. I don't really hear much from them after they've
yeah,
gone.
of course. We can arrange that possibly for.
I know Kai would be interested as well.
Oh, you're interested in the academy as well?
Who's that one?
And you.
Oh,
All
I
of
forgot
you
Aaron was interested.
Yes.
have interest in the academy.
Sure.
I can see why you would have interest in the academy.
Pulls cloak over book.
It is quite all right. I am aware that you did not come from Baldur's Gate, and so you're not necessarily the thief who would have taken that from the academy. The fact that you stumbled upon it yourself is what it is. But we would be more than willing to invite you to the academy and take a look around and maybe do a bit of tutoring for you.
That would be splendid. That's a great opportunity.
Yes. How about a tour tomorrow? We can see if can give you a tour. See if
he looks very happy.
See if any of you maybe possess any inclinations to use any of the focuses we have there. If any of you would wish to study that type of magic.
I would certainly like to at least hold one. I don't think I could necessarily
After
use
all,
magic,
I know,
but it would be nice to learn.
You, Nightingale, is it?
Yes.
Yes, I believe you're traveling with the cute little thing, the red tiefling.
Yes.
Yeah, she's been over there learning to use one of the focuses for the last couple of days.
Oh, she talked about her like a pet.
She's
cute little thing.
She is cute.
I was gonna say Rare is adorable. It's her personality too. Rare is just adorable, but yeah, she's been she possesses quite a knack with one of the focuses over there. I've been told she's been working with one of the prefix on the introductory use of the arcane arts. It's quite impressive.
She's a quick study and quick learner. Throughout our childhood, she was able to devour books at a quicker pace than anyone I knew, even including myself.
Interesting. Good to know. I look forward to continuing to have her as a student. So we will send someone to, where is it you're staying?
The suites.
Ah, yes. Sandra. Yes. So we will send someone down there to pick you up tomorrow, and we'll make sure to maybe drop by with the contract tonight.
Sounds splendid. Thank you very
Just
much.
to make it all official, and should probably be official. Should probably be more official than we are sitting with Janik is just.
Thinking about it though, wouldn't it possibly draw eyes of the guild if a official message or contract is dropped at the suites?
I won't be coming personally. I'll be sending someone who they're not looking for. Someone who doesn't exist.
Got
Lovely.
it.
Ah, an unseen servant with a very long range. Smart.
Incredible.
It's possible.
Right.
As it say,
Thank you.
from behind you, under his breath, you hear the prince just. Honestly, it's a blessing. It means I can go wherever the fuck I want and not get recognized.
Good for him.
He's
Yeah,
living his,
right?
he's living his best life. He's trying to.
Or not.
So, you all
We're
depart.
about to.
Yep.
With hundreds of gold.
After I do another courtly
Yes.
bow.
Right, so, with
After-
that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Oh, I was gonna say after we leave, Kai will kind of turn to Fendi and.
Oh god, are you going to hit me?
Did I say no? I shouldn't.
That is sank.
Puppy.
He's covered in scars, man.
I mean, some of us are too, but we don't just jump to being hit.
Anyway,
It's possible. Let's start. How's it going, old chap?
we'll
Sport.
turn to Fendi and be like, right, well, thanks.
Well, of course,
for-
no
for
problem.
that.
I know that you seemed interested in the college. I mean, who better to speak to than the lady who oversees it?
Right. Well, consider. I owe you a favor, and I'll
Oh,
turn
no, you
and
don't.
start
Don't worry
walking.
about it, Kai. How about this? We'll just play a rousing game of Cheater's Dice again. I had so much
Oh
fun.
my god.
Maybe I can beat you again.
Sorry, all I heard was arousing.
Oh, no, it's
Of
okay.
course!
Oh my god. Alright,
I was like,
so,
we're gonna do what?
moving on, as
Getting
all of you depart the palace.
Yes.
Don't I have my meeting?
With
Colette?
Colette's not in the palace.
Okay.
Colette's over at the academy and the library.
I keep hearing that the palace and the academy are like connected to each other.
They're
Keep
close
being
to each other, but
confused.
they're not the same thing.
Gotcha.
So do you head over towards there?
Yes.
All right, so as you head over towards there and the rest of the party heads to where they're going to, we are going to take a quick break as it is already 8:50, and we will be back in 15 minutes exactly.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, as long as there's no tech issues. I'm surprised we've made it this far.
Don't say that!
We're back.
It's gonna be-
Hello,
it's gonna be
welcome
God.
back. It was slightly
wait.
longer than 15 minutes, but that's okay, because you forgive us.
No, we don't.
All right, so getting right
You
back
wish
into
someone
it, we
would
had
forgive us.
just departed the palace, and so you were making your way towards the academy. What was everyone else doing?
Do we still want to go shopping?
Do you need me to like go with you? Okay, thank God.
This is just me.
Good
I don't know if I
She'll
want to
pat you like really hard on the back.
I just gotta do my usual thing. and
Thank
see
you.
what shit.
Maybe we should go food shopping for the apartment.
Yeah, food shopping.
What does that mean?
He's quoting himself. For later use.
Never mind. It's fine.
So are you guys going shopping then?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Tea, are you coming with?
Fridge
Come on,
full
that
of
coin purse must be
pomegranates.
feeling
Oh
heavy.
god.
And what better
Make
way
up-
to feel better than to spend things?
It's
And buy
not
things.
feeling heavy, which is why I don't really want to go. But
We're thinking about getting supplies for the
You could buy yourself a bed.
or use one of the empty beds.
I guess I'll go with them.
All right, so we won't RP this out just so we can get through this quickly and we don't have a second gratuitous shopping episode right in a row.
No problem. No
make,
problem.
Make up a list for me of what you want to buy and hand it to me as I am going through this with Sil, and I will tell you how much gold it costs. We can just do it like that.
Does anyone have small paper?
Nope.
Can
Nope.
I write a list of things I want to try and steal too?
Yes, absolutely. We can roll for that after. I was honestly would have been disappointed if you didn't.
Thank you. Anybody else?
So
Yes.
you get to the academy.
Yep.
What are you doing first?
The first thing I am doing is being very worried that two of the party members are left alone together.
Which two?
We're friends now.
Yep. So I'm gonna go see Colette. Where I'm probably gonna get murdered.
Alright, so you're going up to Colette's office?
Yes.
Alright, so you get up to the 5th floor of the library, which you very kindly remember.
Mhm.
She's actually sitting up there, not in her office this time, just kind of sitting in a chair there.
By chance, by the book display?
What?
By chance, by the book display?
For the book display.
Yes, the one with the celestial book. I will go back to my session 0 notes. I don't have it written down. There was a book that was written celestial. That's what
Four
got me in
guys.
trouble.
What do you know?
I apologize.
She's not. She's just reading
Okay.
Sorry.
What food do we need?
What? food do you need? Ooh, probably
Oh,
all the food.
walk
I'm
over.
looking at what's in my pockets right
You
now.
looked up?
I've got quite a few things.
Enough croissants to last a week.
I had a ham croissant, but I ate it.
I'll put bread on here.
I know it's like.
And then
Yeah.
I gave one to Luna. and
Yes,
I
I
stole
do.
2 of them.
and put that shitty nigger away. So, I see you made it.
Yes, I have.
Kind of shuts up the book. So, you've had quite an adventure the last couple of days. How was your meetings this morning?
I am quite furious with some and disappointed in others, but it was going to go exactly how I expected it to do.
Well, furious with who?
Mr. Kyrie. Seems anytime there's a new shiny toy placed in front of him, he is the first to leap upon it.
Yeah, well,
Wait, you talking about me?
yeah.
Yep. You're the only one named Kai.
Well, I heard Mr. Khan and something kind of like my name, but I wasn't sure.
It was your
Yes,
name.
Well, for some people who have not spent their entire life in front of shiny toys, they can have quite a charm to them. a little bit different when you become jaded to them after so many years, yeah?
Indeed, but
Privileged.
a amount of gold, especially for a first meeting, should raise eyebrows instead of just clinging to it without a second thought. And also, there's always a hidden meaning behind everything. If he was paying attention to how the one talked and how they act, he would realize that perhaps he should give it a day of thought instead of jumping upon the job.
Who's the job from, if I can ask?
Bastion.
Ah, the Grand Duke. An asshole.
Yes.
But
I would say bastard, but asshole works as well.
But an honest asshole.
Not that I noticed. He was hiding some things.
The life he's lived, I wouldn't be surprised that he has a couple things to hide.
But on a simple man, and not even a hidden knowledge of spy. That noise.
Derek trying to be quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of spy mastery, but just the knowledge of a perhaps werewolf.
Just open the goddamn door!
Price, come on!
Me trying to sneak out of the house
It
at night.
sounded like a
Jesus
really.
Christ!
It sounded like a quiet burglar.
Oh my god.
I showed it like as slowly as possible. There was no.
Over the course of like 5 minutes, so it sounds like we're being burglared and just ignoring it.
Alright,
we
everybody.
We're back at Baldur's Gate.
Sorry about that, guys.
Back to Baldur's Gate. Sorry for your eardrums. I didn't realize how fucking obnoxious my whistling might have been. So. Yeah.
But
Hold on.
Sorry, we just have literally the best tech person in the history of the world.
Look, she sent me the Buffalo Wild Wings text after I hit fucking confirm.
We are
purchase
live
the
on
screen.
the air.
Oh
So
my
That's
God.
copyrighted. We're gonna get arrested or something.
Whoa. I'm just gonna hand you my notebook because I just wrote it in my notebook.
Be a DM for all of your friends, they said. This will be a great time, they said.
I'm having a good time.
Sorry, I'm trying my best.
Steel's talking to Colette. She's gonna yell at him, maybe.
So, you're saying he was lying about what now?
sorry, I was gonna say.
I was trying to help you get back into it.
Yeah. Just the location of a simple man is.
He might have his reasons. He deals with a lot of things that lurk in the shadows when it comes to the city. But still, it is you're better off not trusting anyone right away, I think.
That's what I was hoping Ty would realize, but
Still though, gold is gold. You have to at some point you have to make some connections somewhere and get paid.
but there was a second job offering that we did not have to accept the first one right away.
Fair? Could always accept both. It's better to play both sides, I've always figured.
We have, but now we're at a conundrum of which one to do first. I would rather the second job first because if it's anything like our first mission with Darius, it might be connected, where the sewers may not be connected, but I am more curious about the ruins. We have already met one ruins which led to an interesting object. What could the second one bring us?
Ruins? Where at?
I believe they said 3/4 a day south from here. I did not get all the details because I was not at the meeting, unfortunately, but that's all I know.
Interesting. So, speaking of strangers you just met and trusting them completely, I have a note here on behalf of Sandra. She said... Fate's Web. Should find it for the medallion.
Yes.
Believe that's the title of a book around here somewhere.
Yeah. Yes, that's what she said. It was a book from one of the heroes that used a weapon similar to the harp I have on my back, but of course different objects, of course, and possibly will tell me what this harp does.
That would probably be a good thing. Carrying around mysterious objects is can get dangerous quite quick.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well, I can certainly help you look for it if you would like me to.
Yes.
Make an investigation check.
Could I give her the help action?
I don't know that you want to give her the help action.
Okay. Gotcha. Nope. That'd be a 10.
She rolled a 7, so you probably take the better part of. You kind of like go over all of the books once, and then after you've gone over every single book, it's like that thing where like I know it's here. It's just I've gone over everything, and now I need to go through everything again, and I'm going to inevitably find it eventually. But it takes the better part of maybe 45 minutes before you finally find a book.
Question is, I hate to interrupt you,
Yes.
but is there any other books while he's looking that catch his eye for like future note?
A couple of I mean, there was the original book in Celestial that got you in trouble. There's a couple more, a few that you immediately catch that are made of like Elven that kind of like relate to like a couple of older histories, a couple in Draconic that relate to like some like cataclysm old histories. That's about it though, as far as like things immediate. But you eventually find a book that is written in it appears to be like some form of hybrid between common and of Celestial that makes it a little hard to read, but eventually make out the title of it on the spine as Fate's Web.
Fate's Web.
That was the book that she described to you.
Alright, I will open the book, unless of course she
It
has
is
time to give to me.
it is blank. You open to the first page and it is blank.
I'm gonna feel like a dumbass doing this, but I'm gonna strum a string.
Strum a string and it sounds as it does when you play it.
Nothing happens with the book?
No.
Interesting. Why, of course it's webs. Why is it always webs? Interesting. I have nothing that could help me with this. And comprehend languages is doing nothing.
All you know is the first page is blank.
Oh, the first page.
Yes.
Oh, I thought the whole thing. Okay.
No, you have not.
I would flip through it.
You flip through it and it's just a bunch of blank pages until you get about halfway through, and the second half of the book, there is a circle like cut out in the middle of the book, about this big, same size as the medallion.
Okay. This is gonna. The Pat sense is telling me this is a bad idea, but I'm gonna put the medallion inside the book.
It clicks into place and sort of stays there, and the book kind of just then slams shut.
Okay. I will try opening it again.
Doesn't open.
I will try strumming.
You strum.
Just so I'm clear, the medallion and the key are two separate things, or are they?
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay, gotcha. So I put the medallion in and it closed on the medallion. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Did the title of the book change at all?
No. Although it appeared it has like a slight luminescence to the cover now.
So it's glowing.
A little bit.
Okay. Just trying to write notes and think at the same time. So it's like magically shut.
It appears to be. What would you like to do with the book?
Any idea?
Perhaps Sandra should have given you more explicit instructions.
Perhaps. But I don't understand.
Is the book supposed to go somewhere now?
I'm thinking back to my conversation with her. It was. Firstly, my mind's foggy, so I'm just trying to think. Where did you find this book? Just in the library on the 5th floor?
Yeah, you literally pulled it off
Okay.
the shelf.
I would just imagine perhaps taking it back to. Was it always meant to be here? Because this was supposed to be written by someone else. So I would imagine perhaps back to where it belonged.
All of these books are kind of have a specific spot here. The only one who reads them are me or the occasional guest. And after we're done reading them, we always put the books back in the same spot.
No.
Excellent.
Whoops.
You okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Another small country heard from.
I'm gonna put the book back on its spot.
As soon as you do, there's a clicking noise before the bookshelf begins to slide to the right. It slides about 6 or 7 feet. There's now an opening. And
Were you
passageway.
waiting for me to do that, Colette?
Colette is like staring like wide-eyed at this and just no. I wasn't aware that was there. These are things I guess I do not get informed about my own office.
I'm going to check to see if it was magically or if this was machinery.
Make an investigation check.
11.
Same.
Alright, so it's a can't. Someone was potentially trying to hide this. It was not part of the castle before. So I'm guessing this was made after the castle was built, possibly.
Could be possible, yeah.
You know, nothing ever good came of me descending down different staircases and hallways, so I'm just gonna go walk down it and try to think about it too hard. Proceeds to go.
You head down in. As you get to the doorway, the book kind of like drops back.
Yeah.
And opens for a split second before the medallion falls out of it and it shuts back up and tucks itself back in. The medallion is now laying on the ground.
Okay.
But the doorway is still open.
Okay. Do you mind grabbing that on the way?
She picks it up and continues to follow you. You walk down a hallway and there appears to just be there are doorways on this hallway. There are 6 of them, each of them with no doorknob, but a small circular hole in the center of it. The door.
Is there anything on the doors?
Like a small circular cutout, I should say. It's not a hole.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm sorry, any like inscription or anything
Nope.
like that? No door windows or such?
No. It's 3 to the left and 3 to the right. Which one do you try?
I always trust my dragon die. First door on the left.
First door on the left?
Yep.
Put it in.
Mhm.
Nothing.
You're the one that rolled my stats.
Did you try turning it around? Sorry.
Turning it off and turning it back on again.
Stream it a minute. I'll try across from it.
Across from it, first door on the right?
Yes.
Nothing.
I'll try each one.
Alright. You whenever you manage to try the second door on the left, it
It
opens.
would have been yeah.
Yes. So the next one it opens. There is a small room.
Okay.
It is lit with 2 torches on either side of the wall, and has a desk on it, or a desk in it rather. Sitting on the desk is a single leather-bound brown journal.
Open it up.
You open up the journal. Cool. From the journal falls this.
as well as the journal itself, which is absolutely filled with a language that you cannot understand.
Looks perplexed.
You're now cursed. You must kill every drow and tiefling you meet. Okay.
Oh wait, okay, that was a joke.
Anyone who's purple.
It's time for the battle royale.
No! Let's do Runaway Royale.
Howard Royale.
What?
Nice.
No, a lot of this actually makes sense. It's just
Do you want to show the camera behind you?
Nope.
I can't see from that way.
I know. Interesting.
Does it give you any help with what that is on your back?
Nope.
No?
Just
Does it give you a way to know what it is?
gems, magical applications, 3 stones.
Like the 3 stones on the horse.
Possibly tarots of some kind, different language, different continent. Lovely.
Different what?
Different continent.
You said tarots?
1, 4, 3, 3 of swords.
Tarot.
Oh, tarot.
I was like, is that like carrots?
I wish.
Maybe. Can I see? Three stones. Magical applications. What language? Different continent. Primus. Cordis. 3 symbols. Eclipse. This says item. Maybe this is... If this is pointing to the item, maybe this in the top left corner could be how you have to identify it, like a ritual for identification. Did you see that?
Give me a second. If I don't write this down, I will forget it immediately.
Fair enough. In the top left corner, that could be maybe like a ritual, detailing a ritual of sorts.
Perhaps, but I do not have any of these. I do not have sage. I do not have a black agate. I do not have white pine.
We could pick up those things, maybe. I mean,
In the city.
sage is relatively inexpensive. It's just an herb. White pine. It's just gonna be a piece of wood, so that's probably not too bad. Black agate is a relatively inexpensive stone. It's not even a real gemstone. I don't understand why they would be using that of all things, but
I can't cast a spell because I do not have a pearl.
maybe you use that instead of a pearl. I've never even heard of an unidentified ritual that required a ritual.
But it requires 100 piece worth of a pearl. Are we looking for 100 gold piece of black agate?
I don't know. That isn't written there.
Eclipsed. What the hell is eclipsed? One way to find out. If it kills me, then it's suddenly not my problem anymore.
Fair enough. Should we go through the city and attempt to pick up those ingredients?
Yes.
Shopping.
Let's go.
No.
Alright, so everyone is shopping now.
I did have a question for her before that.
For her?
Yes.
Go for it.
Is that all you wanted to see me about?
At the moment, yeah. We already talked last night. We've been treating my sister well, so I appreciate that.
I have
Looking
not
out for her.
done much for her. It's mostly been T that's been watching out for her and talking to her. All I have done is just been in the same battles as Gab.
Fair enough. Well, still, thank you. And give my thanks to T as well, should I not see her.
She will appreciate it.
In her own way.
Well, let us go and pick up these ingredients of yours then.
Okay.
Right. So all the ingredients all told will cost you about 5 gold pieces.
Oh, I can't afford that.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Noble McNoble a lot.
Richie Pants can't afford it.
Alright,
Can
so
you
for the
break a
rest of
platinum?
you, Kai's list. You
I
pick
thought
up,
you're really good.
you pick up bread, red wine, a comb, a bedroll, a satchel that's attachable to the belt, and replacement goggles for Cat. That's cute. That'll run you 13 gold pieces.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I thought you might appreciate that last one.
Yeah, that was cute. Buy dried fruit 1 pound, dried meat 1 pound, bedroll 3-day rations, if needed. You get 3 days rations. It's fine. Is that a healing potion?
Yeah.
I don't
If that's possible.
I know. I was like, oh, is this
You do
a
already
co-op?
have one.
Do I?
I literally put
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
much
you were
is
given one.
Yeah, you were
blank,
given
blank,
one.
blank.
Oh yeah,
Can I
totally
keep it?
forgot. Did
Equal
write it
sign next to
down.
all of them
Yes.
and then how much gold.
One.
Because you were supposed to, like, I think, drink it, but I healed you instead.
Yes.
possibly.
Right,
think
and I
that's what
didn't
happened.
drink it. I totally forgot I had it.
And 1 magic book. Is that like a focus or?
No, like another spell book.
Oh,
Like the begin, like the I got the spell guide at the very beginning. Like another one of them. Like a
I
different
would
kind.
I would
You
say,
can get one
If
for
not,
free from a certain friend.
but to actually learn magic from, you'd probably have to wait until you got to the academy for that.
Okay.
Stealing 2 meat buns, 1 small magic item, DM's choice,
Oh,
1 wallet. 2 meat. All right, 2 meat buns. Make us.
I want food.
We'll do all of these in order. 2 meat buns. I'll put the DC at 10. So make me a sleight of hand check.
That
with
sounds
DC
really
10.
good though. I want a meat bun.
We're going to. Never mind. I'm not even going to start discussing our.
She
our
made
after.
meat buns and they were very good.
I'm not
Yes,
even
I
gonna,
did.
I'm not going to
One of
start.
Kai's favorite
I'm not
things.
discussing our after session plans right now. Roll. You have a
It's
DC,
just more D&D. That's all we do.
a DC 10 sleight of hand
That's a
check.
19.
We get
19.
changed
All
when
right,
we
you
film the
successfully
next
steal
one.
2 meat buns for yourself.
Wow.
You nom.
Schmindy
DC 15 for the wallet.
10.
Plus, what's your sleight of hand?
It has to be
it's-
good.
you-
Very high. Very
Yeah, you
high.
should get
Very
it.
high. Plus 7. 17.
Oh.
Yep, you steal a wallet. And finally, 1 small magic item, DC 20.
You might be able to do it.
Yeah.
You just got a 17.
I had a 5.
You unfortunately plus 7.
Oh no, there's been an earthquake.
It's not
Oh.
totally. It's not totally bad that you get caught in jail, but you're unable to grab it. But you do now have a new wallet and 2 meat buns,
Sweet.
as well as all of your other stuff and all of your other things.
I meant stealing from a
Since-
person.
Since you don't need. Oh, you meant picking someone's pocket for the
Yeah.
wallet.
Do you
Alright,
want to
can-
reroll for that?
No, you now have an empty wallet, and you use the money in the wallet to pay for all the rest of your goods. So you do not.
Sweet.
That does not cost
That
you any
works
gold.
out.
Yeah. This one is this tea?
So
I thought you
More
crumpled
posters.
it up and then
Can I
threw it.
solve a wallet?
What?
Can I solve a wallet?
Maybe eventually, but we'll not.
Stonks.
Okay.
to like clarify,
Yes.
a
Oh,
like
no.
weatherproof tent that she could set up permanently in the gardens.
So a tent?
And a bed that would fit in said tent.
That'd be a big tent.
You'd be looking at like hundreds of gold pieces.
What about like
Sleep
a
in the bed,
tarp?
loser.
A tarp?
Oh my god.
Well, how much is just like a regular tent?
A regular tent? 15 gold pieces.
Nah, you can scratch that. How much is a normal bed for like back at the house? Question mark.
Like not a bedroll, but like a full-on bed.
Yeah, that she can set up in a different room.
You'd
Oh my God. Just move one of the empty beds into a different
you
room.
could always move one of
Right.
the empty beds, or you'd probably have to get that custom made though, or you could just stop being such a bitch.
Yeah, but this is tea. All right, fine.
This has
Skip
been
it.
a call out session.
Next one.
All for everyone.
This is me as the DM wondering, how soon can I get the entire party living together without someone making it like a huge thing? Let's find out. At least 4 sessions.
Fine, I'll skip that too.
Oh no.
Rations? I'd say like for maybe like a gold piece for like. I'd say a gold piece for a week's worth. It's pretty shitty food.
Okay.
Okay, then I gotta-
Crackers and turkey.
Yeah.
Then did I get 3 days?
You get sick of it
get
after a
more
while.
get more copies of poster. You still have a shit ton. You
Okay.
came way over prepared for that.
Cool.
Healing potions. 50 gold pieces for a regular healing potion of healing. It's your standard fare. Your standard D&D fare.
Are there any like cheap potions?
I don't think so. If you want one that might have
Shag
lye
water.
in it.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that when you guys next go out, because there is like a discount potion vendor in Dust Town. So if you'd like to get cheap healing potions, we can certainly do that. Just be prepared for the consequences of
No thanks. No,
Drinking
I'm
cheap healing
not
potions.
drinking them.
Nah, hearing 50 gold,
Alright.
she'd just be like, and then walk away.
One time where Kai's sleeping, we'll just hold his nose, see what happens.
Oh my god, Kai's human! We cured his tiefling!
I'm only imagining human Shrek. Like this.
Human green
Alright, so
ogre
you can
of
have- you
no
just got one gold piece. Congrats.
copyright, you mean.
For you.
Does that mean scratch out the 10 if it's 15 gold? So ignore the 10.
Okay. So 1 bedroll,
Yes.
total gold owned. So 1 bedroll, we'll put that at 2 gold pieces, 2 water skins, 1 gold piece. So you're at 3, 50 feet of hempen rope. We'll go 4 gold pieces, cooking pots, say 6 gold pieces. You're at 10. Your next item, we'll put that at
Oh, we don't get to know.
You don't. I mean, you can tell them, but I'd rather not. I'd rather them not know.
That was permission.
He's hiring some.
You're
guards to
probably
kill
looking at
us.
about 10 gold pieces a piece.
A peach,
For
huh?
the 2 things?
Yes, for the 2 things. So you might be able to just afford 1.
I'll just get one.
He's not
then.
Alright, sure.
Because he has
You're-
plenty at home. That's
yeah.
just for like travel.
You're at 20 gold pieces spent, 1 sewing kit, 3 gold pieces, 23 horse food, 1 gold piece, 24 gold pieces all
Okay.
together.
Sounds good.
And that is that. And for you, it was 5 gold pieces to pick up. A
Alright,
small
so
piece
check
of
it.
really, really inexpensive. Black agate is really inexpensive. It's like cubic zirconium essentially.
Got it.
Thank you to the kind person who paid for my groceries today.
The kind unaware person.
Sage is also inexpensive. It is the same kind of sage you would cook with.
Okay.
And then it's just a piece of wood.
Okay.
A little
That wasn't even a joke. I was just saying.
a little like rarer kind of wood, but still
Okay.
wood nonetheless. So, oh, and you also pick up white chalk.
Yes. Well, I figured I would have white chalk
You might, yeah.
for our kind
Oh damn! I only
Rituals.
have blue chalk.
So after
The
you
spell
get the last
explodes.
item, Colette just looks over to you. So where do you want to do this at?
Could we perhaps do it back in the office, just in case we have to consult the book again?
Certainly can. So you guys head back up to there to give you guys something to do. So I imagine the other 4 of you return to the suites. All right, so you return to the suites. Kat and Gab welcome you, and they say, Gab first is, so someone was by to drop off a letter today.
Already?
2 someones or just 1 someone?
Just one someone. It was this tiefling guy.
Oh right. Can I see it?
Yeah.
Just wanted to-
Yeah. I got props now, bitches. Arts and crafts. I love this motherfucker. Alright, so.
Yes.
Does
You
everybody
guys-
get another healing potion bottle?
Oh, yeah, I just didn't hand them out because we weren't in combat tonight.
Do
I'm
you want me
But I
to
will.
wait for this?
No, go for it.
Okay.
But yes, you do have a healing potion bottle when we get into battle. Alright, so,
All I saw was 2 words, and that's near the very end.
Is Kai gonna share that with the rest of the group? Because the rest of
Yes.
the group's curious.
Yes.
When she's done.
Yeah.
with him.
So, should we start on this then?
Might as well.
Alright, if you want, I'll take the chalk and you can start on
I
distributing the items.
will lay it out just so me and her both can.
Yeah, so she, who's that?
Yeah.
You know who that is. That is the tiefling associated with the guild.
Rain.
Rain.
Oh, I was like
False versus
Ramo.
Sky.
Who's
No,
Ramo?
no,
Oh
no,
my
Rain.
God.
Rayman.
He's,
Gotta
he's,
get-
he's,
gotta
he's the
guys.
one who attempted to mug
With-
T and got beaten up by a
I think mug is an understatement.
no, they were
I really
attempting
like
to mug.
T for a
Anyways,
reason.
rituals, right?
Yes. So she draws the triangle pieces first. The
I
circles
think
on
I'm
the
the
end
one
of
that heard
them.
that.
The circles on the end of them. The circles, semicircles attached to the lines, and then starts on the sigils.
Mhm.
You spread out your ingredients.
Mhm.
Right. You eventually finish up. She kind of looks over to you and just goes, I mean, a bow goes in the center, right? At least from that diagram.
Yes. Well,
That tiefling is
I'll
the
give it a
one
try,
coming out with it.
because I technically know the spell, so I'm
Yes.
going to start casting it.
Are you casting it as a ritual or?
I'll do it as a ritual because if something tells me just do it as a ritual.
All right. So this is a very tense, very tense 10 minutes before the spell finally completes. And a sort of whitish blue arcane energy kind of gathers around the harp. And you can see it start to build like it has previously when someone's attempted to identify it. And in a sudden burst, it shoots out, but it's along the ground. And it stops as it hits the white chalk lines. And sort of just begins to ice over where the lines are. Before icing over the circles. Before icing over the sigils on the outside of it. And then you blink, and suddenly you're no longer in the office.
What?
Oh, good.
You and Colette, since she was here with you, and she is in the space, are standing on a mountain, a snow-covered mountain, in honestly terrain that you've never encountered on anywhere that you've ever been before. Not even in books have you read about a place like this. It is mountain ranges. You looking down, these mountains have to be miles tall.
It's pretty. It's about 5'10".
And as you look up, and there's just a cloudless blue sky above you, sun on the horizon, and sunrise. Off in the distance, the sound of flapping. Before one of the neighboring mountains, you can see a large, ancient-looking white dragon just flying. And it goes to land on the top of the mountain that you currently are standing on the side of, maybe 200 feet above you.
Oh, great.
And as it lands, it stops and stills. And from the snow, bars, like a jail cell or a bird cage, erupt, spiraling around it before coming to a point at the top, encasing it. The dragon turns its head to look you in the eye specifically.
And it was a silver dragon, right? Not white?
It's white. Furious scribbling.
Just imagine someone is crouched in the snow.
Pretty much.
Let me know when you're done.
I think I'm starting to make everything's starting to make sense, but go on.
And turns and looks you directly in the eye before a voice comes through your head. You must ask yourself, little one, what is worse, to be caged or to be truly free? I trust you will find the answer, for you are the only one capable of finding it. And so to you, I give the moon.
Stop. I am the only one?
And that is what I said, and I do not make mistakes.
And you're gifting me the moon?
No response.
What is this gift?
You will see, so long as you know the word. You will learn in time. This gift is many things. These are things for you to find out, for the journey is just as important as where you wind up.
Would I know in character translation of moon in Elvish, Draconic, Celestial?
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a god or goddess of the moon.
That is correct.
And their name is?
Selyun. Salune, Selyun, however you want to say it.
So I would whisper all 4 words to myself, because I imagine each are different. No response.
I hope you are able to one day break free of the shackles that hold you. For you are truly free. It can be frightening not to have that birdcage. But without it, a lot of power comes with that responsibility. You will learn in time. Farewell. With that, you blink again, and you're back in the office.
I don't know why. Sorry.
And with that, you blink again, and you're back in the office. Guess what I can do?
I've been attacked. Roll for damage.
Sorry.
What?
It's just pee-pee-poo-poo.
That top right word is correct?
What? Certainly is.
What?
So there's a thing in the top left. If you're able to put 2 and 2 together. Or a different number and a different number together.
Okay, this is...
Colette is just staring at you now. Is there... That was... She kind of like shakes a little bit. There's still snow on her. What was that?
Oh,
Sylvanus at a loss for words.
Are
The only more
you
impressive if it was Kai.
okay?
well, this is Nocturne Eternal, and this is definitely not Octodecim, and I don't even know what the state eclipse means.
Wait, did you grab the item or no? Have you grabbed it? You have?
Yeah.
Repeat your previous sentence for me. You said this is Nocturne Eternal and not...
Octodecium.
Okay, so fun fact, as soon as you say that word.
Oh no.
So, I imagine for flavor's sake, you are holding it on like the edge, because there's like a foot where it is like has a handle,
Yeah.
and then there's 2.5 feet where it's curved this way,
Yeah.
2.5 feet where it's curved this way.
Yeah.
So as soon as you say that, you feel just the cold energy in your hand shift before it pops, the lower arm snapping, the upper arm snapping up like this, the strings pulling taut to the thing itself, and a single string going from tip to tip as you now have an enchanted 6-foot-long longbow in your hand.
I thought it was
Say
gonna be like
that
a
word.
scythe harp.
Excuse me.
With the strings very close to the bow, aside from the one used to fire.
Look at you,
But it is-
Mr. Fancy.
It's about 6 feet long. It looks like it has a hell of a draw. Yeah, you say the word, and that is now what you're holding.
Congratulations, you're a father.
I know.
It's a bow.
I know who I'm shooting
That's
first
not-
now. What does it mean, state
That's how that
eclipsed?
works.
What does it mean, state eclipsed?
Mm.
say eclipse.
As soon as that happens, too, Colette now at this point is literally just like wide-eyed staring at you, just like, what the fuck? What did you do? How did you know?
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did. Look at it. Things don't just do that.
All I said was 2 words. Well, 3.
Say it again. Maybe it has an axe form.
Title, true name. Can I even say what those are?
No. And if you do attempt, they're in a different language that you don't
I
understand.
would have comprehend languages up for because I would have to do that for the social part of the.
Okay.
journey.
You still have absolutely no idea what they are. It doesn't seem to be a language that can be
Well, I have
deciphered.
to change some of my skills now. Deception is. Huh.
Indeed.
Oh, and that I had another one of those. This is okay.
What is that?
I
It's a bone.
Someone's gonna get punched in a second.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
But who's gonna do the punching is the bigger question.
I didn't think so.
I don't even know where to start writing.
Before writing, just in character, Colette is just patiently waiting. Well, not so patiently waiting for an answer. Just like, what is going on?
I don't know. I am. I am trying to figure that out. I'm reading this. I'm reading my previous notes. I am currently reading. Okay. So the start at the beginning. We'll start with the top left. We did the ritual. So we did the ritual.
Yep.
Okay. And we went to a different continent. We spoke to.
Was that a different continent?
It's nothing I ever read before. Has that anything you read before, seen before?
Nope.
We'll say that's a different
wow,
continent.
those mountains were really big.
Yep.
Alright, great.
The dragon was bigger, but
That was also very large.
the dragon was very big, and then it got jailed.
Yep. And then it just sort of looked at us.
It started looking. You didn't hear it. Yeah, you didn't hear it. Yeah.
Didn't hear what? Did the dragon talk to you?
Yeah, the dragon talked to me.
Oh,
yeah.
that's good. Great.
Yep,
Good signs.
Yep. It said, where do I even begin? I'll start from the beginning. It said, I am currently, in a birdcage of sorts. I guess that's a pun on my whole family name and family crest. But I am currently trying to figure out what's worse, being free or being caged. And I'm just going to learn which is worse. I am going to no longer be caged and be free. And I am gifted the moon, which I am guessing which is Nocturne Eternal over here. Does it do anything when I say it again?
When you say Nocturne Eternal?
Yeah.
No.
So
that wasn't the word that you said when it blew up in your hand last time.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, you said.
No, we're getting there. We're getting there. Don't you? So it said that, and then sent me on my way because apparently on this journey I'm going to learn all of that. So we'll go on to the next part, which is the name, which is Nocturne Eternal, but also Octodecium. Okay.
It shuts in your hand.
Lovely. Yes, lovely. So that's 18 of the 22, I'm guessing. So there's one more we know. Well, 3 more we know for sure, which is Primus, Cartus, and then some swords. So there's that. We need 3 stones apparently.
Well, isn't there 3 holes in it?
Yep.
All right.
I'm guessing that is have.
Looks like have.
Yep. Have F. Great. Look at magical applications, which I have no idea what they're referring to there, but I'm guessing its true names in a different language, probably from a different language from a different continent, and apparently the 3 symbols mean a lot. So the sage symbol, the white pine symbol, and the white chalk black agate symbol all mean something. All I know is that I have a bow. And more questions. Wait, too many questions.
Yeah. I mean, at least you know what it is now, kind of.
Yeah. No, I don't.
know. I've never heard of anything like this before, but it seems to be a weapon of some kind. Maybe I would say of the gods, but I don't pick up any divine energy off of it, which is odd.
You don't?
No.
I sense
can...
divine energy or celestial when I strum.
Let me... She cast Detect Magic. No.
What? No?
There are really strong enchantment magics and really strong evocation magics, but I don't necessarily sense anything divine in nature. Maybe a little celestial, but not divine in the sense of the traditional, like a cleric's focus or symbol or something like that. It doesn't seem by the gods. It's just magic. Maybe just created from pieces of the weave.
But Sandra said the weapons pick the people.
Maybe a sentient weapon that isn't.
If it's
godly?
a dragon, I am not going to be too thrilled. One dragon in my life is good enough, usually. Oh, what am I going to do with the others?
I mean, you can either tell them the truth or you can tell them nothing at all. Maybe sleep on it for the night.
Oh, I'm not going to sleep.
Maybe spend a night with it and see how you feel about telling them in the morning.
What are you going to tell Gab?
That
Or
my
the twins?
friend has a brand new toy that I don't know anything about.
Isn't this supposed to be your expertise?
I've never seen anything like this in my life. Have you ever heard of an object that refused to be identified by normal means? Because I haven't.
Nope.
Well,
I have no idea what the state eclipse mean either.
Maybe that's the state that the item is in because it doesn't have any of the stones that go in the things.
What stones?
I don't know. How am I supposed to know this?
Does it look like a cut stone would fit in there, or does it look like a natural stone would fit in there?
For in the harp itself?
Yes.
It is a very specific shape. The first one is like I believe I described this before, but the first one up top looks like ooh shit, I know my moon phases. A waxing crescent moon.
Uh-huh.
The next one looks like a full moon, and the next one looks like a waning crescent moon. But they're very specifically shaped.
Have you ever seen any jewels like that? Or stones?
I mean, a couple of cheap pieces of costume jewelry that are made to look like moons, but nothing that could go in there and compete with the absolute sheer magical aura that this item is giving off, because I've never seen something possess so much magic. It's just mostly dormant. It's like it's just like our weave now. It's there, but it's just not there.
I am gonna slowly go insane.
Join the club. It could be worse.
Oh, it could be worse. How could it be worse?
Could be dead.
I'm not so sure about that.
Wow.
Episode Sylvanus goes to therapy.
We should
I
probably
think all of our
head back
characters
now,
need a
though,
little therapy.
before anybody worries.
What?
Should probably head back.
What time is it?
At this point, it's starting to get pretty late in the evening.
Did time go by normally while we were... Oh, what? No. Oh.
You left and the sun was like pretty high in the sky. It was like mid-afternoon, and it is now like almost sunset. And you've only been at this for maybe 20 minutes.
She's been waiting for you to ask.
Because Colette, as soon as you say that, like Colette looks outside and just goes, "It's getting pretty lit." Oh. Shit.
By any chance, do you carry a flask on you?
2 shots of vodka.
Won't make you make a con save for your first one. But I said I won't make you.
Okay.
But it does take a little bit of the edge off.
Comes home drunk.
Same.
Makes fun of Kai for being a whore. Immediately comes home drunk with a lady.
First time this week.
We only play once a week. Never mind.
That was the joke I was going with. Okay, good news, guys. I am much better at some skills. I have another bardic inspiration.
Yay.
And you're eclipsed.
Yep, I'm eclipsed. That means I'm probably gonna die.
Oh, you should show them the fancy thing it can do, though.
Oh, if I use a charge, it has 4 charges. It regains all charges at dawn, but I can spend 1 charge on a hit to deal an extra d4 of cold damage.
Nice.
I meant show them what it can turn into
In
Oh.
game, I
in
guess.
game.
Oh, longbow.
Are you home? Are you saying this to us? Or?
I imagine you eventually go home, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they return later at night.
So your harp, you're gonna use it as a longbow.
Interesting.
Are you alright?
It seems to be a magical item that is enchanted to be both. Which I guess makes sense if it can only be used by a bard.
I mean, I've seen a good couple of bows in my day, and a harp is not usually held even in that direction.
Is Sandra here?
Yeah.
Sandra, do you mind if we set up a target in the alleyway?
By all means.
I will give it a test.
Alright.
You can activate it
Roll.
again.
Yes.
Roll the hit.
I had to read that too also.
That's a fucking trap. I'm not
Yeah, no. And he doesn't know who this guy is, but once he finds out, he's gonna say no.
Proficiency. That'd be a 15.
15? Yeah, it hits. It flies true. And it strikes
Does
straight.
it generate its own arrow, or does it?
No,
does he
you have to
need
use an
arrows?
arrow.
Okay. Darn it, no soul arrow.
Interesting.
I was
But,
imagining like ice
but I was
bullets
just,
or
I was just to say it has a pretty hardy draw strength to it, like about as heavy as like a military issue like
Does
heavy
it play a
fucking
note
longbow.
when he fires it? Kind of like a chorusy harmony, kind of like how he plays?
Very faintly, yeah. The twang of the bowstring is like a perfectly rung note.
I'll have you guys know my strength is quite incredible at Sylvanus. Between a 1 and a 20, it's below a 10.
Good for you. It's a dex-based weapon. And like the note said, you do have proficiency in this weapon. So, but no, you fired it. It strikes straight through the head. It appears to work fairly effectively as a bow. And as soon as like you draw the arrow all the way back in it, you can kind of like feel it wants to expend the charge. The cold energy begins to coalesce around the arrow before you let it go.
I imagine it's too late to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want unless you want to fire again.
So,
Sure, why
I'll roll again.
Yep. It's a non-moving target, so it's fairly easy to hit.
Same thing.
Same thing?
Yes. And then I
So
will just
You,
spell a
you
charge.
fire it again. As you fire it, the cold energy kind of coalesces around it. It almost looks crystalline as it flies. And then as soon as it strikes the target, the point of the arrow goes into the front of the target, comes out through the back of the target. But as it comes out the back, there are like 4 jagged points of like icicles that kind of like also extend from the beginning of the arrow through the target out through the back of the arrow. That just sort of are like kind of like misting off, and kind of like slowly melting even as they're through the target, but appear to have done quite a bit more extra damage to that target.
Well, that's one way to cool off in the summer.
ice pops.
interesting.
So what is this?
So,
That's
drinks.
morbid for you.
Oh right. Somebody came while we were gone and
Yes,
dropped
who's
off that.
who's
letter.
Rain?
I need some trick with the guild.
Oh no, we
yeah,
absolutely am
no,
not going
and-
to talk to him.
No, I can't. The guild's after me.
Wait,
They're after you too.
what if we
With-
ambush him?
With love.
With love.
He's the type of
Quite.
guy that's not going to be
Have
by
a nice
himself.
day.
He's
So-
just
Two
going
hearts.
me by
Oh.
myself with him and 2 other people.
Excuse me?
I said, have a nice day. Go fuck yourself. Will be the response.
Yes, no, I'm not entertaining that at all, and I'm going to go home. Once you all go to bed, I'm going to run home.
Well, you have a good night. And then, perhaps
Yep.
sometime this week we can see a tailor.
Perhaps.
Well, do we go to, like, scout it out? See how many he thinks he
wait,
needs?
where did he say you were? Where did it say?
You know what?
Bridge.
So,
He already knows
but
where
near
we
where I
live.
live.
Did anyone notice that when he
Yes.
wrote before adventurers? Because I think I am leaning towards what Fenuin is saying about this little meeting.
Well, the thing is that it was sent here to our home, and if he knows where we live, then the guild knows where we live.
At the front door.
Uh-oh.
Of
Is this going to be
tower,
a
your
speak
tower,
of
yeah.
the
Okay.
tiefling moment?
I'll walk towards the door and listen
Oh,
for a second.
I would have asked when I came in, Sandra, if anything came in for me. Seeing that a message came in. Okay.
I listen at the door. Is there people?
No.
Just answer the bloody door.
Who is it? Yes.
Can you let me in?
Whose voice is it?
Princess.
Oh, okay, yeah, I opened the door.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
These are for you.
Oh. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
They just say job, 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 job.
Was your chip
Racial
over alright?
sign here.
Yeah, good enough. No one really bothers me.
Signed
No one really
racial
knows who I
slur.
am.
Right.
So,
Low
kinda
key,
works
like
out.
checking the print.
We don't sign.
What?
sign.
Low key
We
checking
held
the
the count.
Be cute.
True.
He's cute.
I'll invite him in if you'd like.
I should probably get going, though. I do appreciate the offer. I will have to stop by at some point, though. I don't recall ever seeing this here before.
It's
New.
new.
It was just recently birthed in Dusktown.
Oh, good.
Sandra.
Right. Well, I hope you all have a pleasant evening.
You as well.
I'll be
Goodbye.
seeing you around.
Have a nice one. Take it easy.
Alright, which one first?
I want to
I'm
open
gonna
one.
go
The one on the right.
downstairs.
I want
Go
to open
downstairs?
one.
Which one do you
So
want?
these are stronger.
That one.
You go
Can I
downstairs.
Thank
snatch
you
that
for-
one out of your
sitting
hand
down
for
there.
last
I would
second?
have, of course, showed and told Sandra.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Can I roll for it?
What?
Can
She would
snatch
snatch
that
this
out of my hand?
Yeah.
Use your mage hand.
Roll off for your
3,
sleight
2,
of hand checks.
1. I rolled a natural 1.
Nope.
God
Yep.
damn it.
You just
Absolutely
hit yourself
not.
in the face.
Wait, how tall are you?
4'11".
Oh yeah, I just go, oh, no, you don't.
Yeah, ready to go to reach for it. You just hear next to you, "You're back!" And then you just get flying tackle hugged by Luna.
Yay!
Oh, I got the nice people.
Oh,
Hey guys.
Oh wait, I didn't want that.
Hey, I'm gonna say it as Spendian. Hey guys, we spoke earlier. Thank you for agreeing to do this. Job instructions on where to find the Kuin ruins are listed below. Thanks again. Little smiley face. It's excited. Damn these rolled papers. Just send it to us in a notebook. And yeah,
Yannick.
Yannick.
I forgot that it was with a J. I spelled it with a Y and was too lazy to change it.
Janice.
No, it's if this place existed in our day, it would be vaguely Norse. The James.
Alright, well.
They didn't give us instructions, but I'm sure we'll figure it out.
There's no instructions on the back.
Now for the
Does anyone else want to see
important
this?
one, I think.
The scary one.
This note is to formally employ on behalf of the Council of Four. By accepting, you agree to investigate the sewers and stop all guild activity found there. Pay for this. Of course. Oh wait! I thought he was saying like we had to pay 250 gold pieces to
No.
have the note sent. I was like, what the fuck?
No.
Oh wait, hold on. I want to actually also formally sign it.
Well,
You
I
formally
suppose
sign
that
it?
is a few $100 or
Sure,
gold
I'm
pieces,
just
but not
reading.
exactly what I had in mind.
It's the same amount as the other two.
Don't forget to sign it if
Yeah.
you still want to do it.
DM Liz. That was why I was confused. Everyone's suspicious the amount they were paying you. They're both paying you the same amount of money, so I didn't think anyone was more suspicious.
Wait, so we have to like sign it at the bottom or something?
No, they're just giving you the
I just wanted
notice
to
to have
sign
it.
it for. Oh, I wanted to sign it for flavor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll sign it for flavor too.
Feel free to sign it for flavor, though. Alright, so you go downstairs.
fuck.
There's a couple of patrons you don't know. Sandra's down there serving drinks, and then some music from the corner. You see Autumn playing, though it does not appear as if Rax is there. It's just Autumn kind of playing by herself. When she sees you, she kind of like stops playing for a second and just sort of like gives you like a cocked smile, and then kind of goes back to playing.
I think, like,
Oh,
without even
signing
saying a
it?
word,
If you
like,
want.
Sil's whole body matters, speaking of how he is at the moment.
Do you have the harp on you or no?
Yes.
After she finishes her song, she'll come over and she'll kind of plop down in the seat next to yours at the bar. And Sandra slides another drink in front of you.
Stronger.
She takes back the drink and just kind of like pulls out a shot glass, a second one, a third one, a fourth one, fills them all up with whiskey, and then just pushes them at you.
Thank you. Is this the nice one?
Yes.
See, this is where I wish I had great handwriting, because Pat has horrible handwriting.
The only fancy letter I can do is an L.
Yeah.
T's going to mention again, I think
Or
we
when I
should at
recite
least
it.
scope out where Rain is.
I think so we'll not be able to talk, so we
Did you
just
find
show
the friendly one?
this whole page of notes.
I mean, if it's by the bridge,
She
that's,
just kind of like reads over everything before like looking up at the thing and just kind of
it's
like
by the bridge. That's right by
kind
my
of like
home,
look,
so
like
I might as
looks at
well
it kind of
check
like
it out on
sideways
the
for
way
a second.
back. I don't
before-
mind. If anything, I'll scream and blast them.
Is Cat here?
What?
Is Cat here?
Yes. Before she like reaches around your back and kind of plucks one of the strings from it, and it only plays one note.
Oh. You're evil. More shots.
Then she kind of like leans back and kind of like looks at you, sort of.
After reading the notes and the plot, it's fucking dragons. It's always dragons.
Speaking of, where's our little gal?
Where are we keeping our dragon?
Little girl, little
She's
girl.
currently in the tower. She's scampering around the place.
Can I go hang out with the dragon?
Yeah.
Dope.
She's upstairs in the library now. She's like jumping from desk to desk.
I love her.
I imagine her skittering across the desk and all the papers are going everywhere.
There's no papers on them, thankfully, but she's just
Does
like,
she have zoomies like cats do?
Oh,
She's got the
at
bendy
3 a.m.
legs. Tucks her little paws under like a cat, like a loaf.
If everyone looks like they're just fucking off for the rest of the night, T's gonna get very
Hit
annoyed,
me first,
let out a
Silver,
very
so
audible
Pat.
sigh, and then leave. Because she doesn't think we should let someone who knows where we live
Yeah.
be ignored.
I'm going with T because I just wanted to check out the bridge before I went
Where's
home.
You know,
Cat?
actually,
She in
I'll
the tower?
probably wind up going too,
she's-
even though I
she's
know
currently
that they
around.
want to kill me specifically.
Okay.
I'm not saying like
I'm gonna
talk,
go.
but like scope it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Oh,
it's
okay.
and
I was
like
like,
pull out the new goggles and. No, now I'm on the spot.
yeah, that's the point.
And I'll hand them to her. Like I'll offer them and kind of like not really looking at her.
I don't think that Pat is
Takes
loving
them,
that
kind of,
they're
like,
involved,
sighs to
but
herself.
Someone's part is like, no.
Taking her old ones off, tossing them on the bed, putting the new ones on top of her head before she just like looks left, looks right, looks left.
Oh
Goes
no.
for the hug.
Aww. I'll hug her back. They're probably not as good as your old ones, but I figured it'd be better than wearing broken ones.
They're fine. It's. Thank you for thinking of me.
Mm-hmm.
awkward wheezing laugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you're going.
I'll go.
You're currently sitting at the bottom of the bar. All of you run into increasingly more intoxic. How many shots have you taken by the time
I'm
you've
gonna
done
take
it?
him like maybe 2 at this point.
Aw.
He's not like downing him one after. It's he's nursing it for a short bit.
Make a Constitution saving throw just to humor me.
Is he a lightweight?
That's one.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
That's a good,
Oh,
good number.
I want a drunk still.
16.
16. You're feeling a little tipsy, but nothing too bad.
Seal, we're going to go check out the suspect Rain Weatherman.
On the
You
way
coming
out,
with or no?
I would like shove the letter into his chest and be like, "See you later," and just walk out.
Wait, I want to make a
No.
pit stop at my house for some extra muscle,
All
just in
right.
case.
We get to meet Gerder.
If she's still there.
Say, right now it is just the 5 of you. Everyone else stayed upstairs. So when you say extra muscle, Autumn like hops off of the chair and just.
Is she allowed to come? I don't think we want to get you wrapped up in this, do we? Unless you want to come.
It's dangerous.
Possibly dangerous.
Wait, was she beefy? I forgot.
No, she is.
Oh, she's
she
little?
Is,
Oh,
she
she's a
is,
little bard.
I was going to say, yeah, she's
Have you met
she's a
bards?
little bard that is.
I-
She's an Eladrin. She's like a
Right.
fall themed Eladrin. that is just in like this really cute little like dress. She has like her
Oh,
hair
that's
all
Take
adorable.
Tinkerbell with
all
you.
curledness, all
First
curled
of
nice
all,
and stuff.
her name is
No, she's.
Malice.
I was going to say, yeah, she is all of like 4'11".
I think you should continue to use your muscles to make beautiful music.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop you, but it's dangerous.
Kind of like takes the bow from her violin and points it at you before she just snaps it and
Oh
The
god, I
bow-
thought she was gonna slit my
I
throat.
was gonna say the bow is about this long,
Mhm.
but popping out of the bow is seems doubling its length, sliding out from like the hollow piece that she holds is the pointy half of a rapier. So it is like
Nice.
a bow and then followed by like a rapier that kind of slides out of it before she like.
Cool.
Oh, see, Audie wants to bring her friend. In character, oh, alright. I guess I just won't talk to.
I mean, we brought more than one extra person in the phone.
Alright, cool.
I'll you better bring your friend. I'm gonna stay here.
I'm so torn. I don't know if I want to go or not.
Maybe
Most of me wants to stay and hang out with the wormling.
if they are after you, maybe it is a trap to
Yeah,
draw
that
you
probably
out.
wouldn't be a great idea for you.
We are wanted alive by them.
That's true.
I'll sit down next to
Maybe
Syl
a
at the
line just
bar
so that they can
and
kill
slide
the
him another
vermin.
shot.
If you all want to come, you're welcome to. We're going to go now. Because I also just want to go home after this. Just trying to scope out the area. And I'm gonna disguise self as just like a regular human guy.
I just put my black
No.
cloak on. put the
Don't
head up.
forget, they want you specifically dead, right? No, they want you specifically dead.
No,
You're
they
the
didn't
drow.
want me dead. They didn't
Oh,
care about
you're
me.
the
It's
drow.
perfect.
I don't plan on interacting with them. I just plan on sneaking up.
I don't want
seeing
them seeing me
who
go into
else
my
is
home.
there. If it's just him, I might rough him up a bit and then leave.
Anyways,
I was say
Okay.
Autumn goes along with you guys, like not disguising herself. She's still in her very like flamboyant like orange and gold and red themed like dress that she's in. And just
I'm
kinda
just worried about
strolling
myself. And I
I'd
got,
probably kill him if I were you.
Yeah.
we'll see. Maybe just
I'm trying to be better with that.
No.
yeah, I'm gonna stop
So
at my house.
with the three of you sitting in the bar, Autumn going with you two, and you two, are you going straight to the place or are you stopping at your house
I'm
first?
stopping at my house because isn't like the bridge on the way or like right
No.
nearby?
No.
It's not nearby. I thought it was in the docks.
No, the bridge is near Dusttown. The bridge is in Dusttown.
Fine, I guess I'm not gonna get her.
I apologize. No. So this is what you get for living in the nice neighborhood.
It smells like ass and fish. Real nice.
getting worse.
But so as you three depart for the bridge and you three sit down for a nice night of drinking, that is where we're going to leave off tonight.
Oh, I wanted to roleplay.
Oh, Sylvanus didn't get to fight me yet.
No.
That's after he has more drinks.
Yeah.
Fair. It was
Could
I was gonna say
you?
with the meetings, I feel like there was some really good role play in there from everybody. I feel like
Sorry, I was just cracking my back.
you with the
Can't wait to beat up the tiefling one.
you with the big scary guy was pretty funny.
Oh, he was scary.
So everybody feels satisfied.
Yes.
Phil, you got a couple more answers.
No.
I had a lot more. You got more answers and more questions.
One step forward, two steps back.
That's not copyrighted. That was less than 5 seconds.
Birdcage, currently, chained down, dragons, different continent, different languages, it's going great. It's going great.
You're welcome. Hey, you have an item identification card. Something at least. At least you know what you're attuned to.
Yeah,
Generally.
generally.
And it does cool stuff.
And it does cool stuff.
And now you get to look for pretty rocks.
Now you do get to look for pretty rocks.
It
You're
just sounds like
you're
having
practically a
fun.
geologist. You have a career laid out for you and everything. Alright, so, anybody from anything else or no?
Nope.
Anything from anybody else is what I meant to say there. I'm really, really tired. I am interested to see how this stream goes when your DM doesn't have to work 2 jobs all the time.
Right.
So, without any further ado, I thank all of you for tuning in to watch us this week. Video will be up on Tough D&D at YouTube Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Yep.
And we will see you at 7 o'clock next Saturday for more streaming fun. Until next time, we have been the Unlucky Few. We appreciate and love all of you out there. And yeah, that's it. Bye!
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be live streaming November 9th at twitch.tv/TUFDND. For more updates and content from us, check out our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
all at TUFDND, links in the description. From all of us here out at the Unlucky Few, thank you for watching. We will see you next time. See you later.